At the edge of a misty bog, an Asgal child has gone missing. Desperate for help, villagers plead with a party of explorers to brave the dangers and rescue their kin. But the bog is vast and treacherous, the terrain and its denizens unknown. In the face of such odds, is the risk worth the reward?
Hello, everyone. Say hi, gang.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. So good to be here. Been looking forward to this all day. Hello to the Bounce House. Thank you for being back with us as well. I hope you're ready for the second half, the conclusion of this adventure here as we show off Nuovarden. Just days away from their Kickstarter release here. Very exciting. So before we jump right back in, let's go back around and say hello to everyone, who we are, who we're playing. And also, between sessions, we gained an evolution. We are now at Evolution 3, which does come with a few extra things. A big one being the discipline. So, players, when you introduce yourself, let everyone know what new discipline you picked up as well. So, let's go below me to Matt. Say hello.
Hello, it's me, Matihi. I'm Matihi. I don't know where I'm going with this. But tonight I am playing Magmosis, who is a Lenai favoring, of course, earth and fire. The elements that they, or the kind of manifestations that they use are originally was element, but now they have an additional one, which is now body. Yeah.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing how that gets used. Let's head over to Toffee.
Hey guys, Toffee here. I'm playing Tamba, the 410 Lamplasi. He started off. He has to start off with his body discipline. He's a big, strong, short and strong figure, and he's taken back some of that technology that he lost by taking the technology discipline for number 2. So we're slowly getting some more tech integrated in.
Short in stature, but very big in attitude.
Yes, the short.
Yes.
Yes.
Aaron, say hello.
Hello, I'm Erin, and I'm playing Dublog, the small, curious water lion. They've picked up mysteries, so that gets a little weird, and we're just gonna see how that goes.
Fantastic. I am Todd Moonbounce. Thank you all for being here on my channel. I am playing Tyleri, the Asgal, with discipline of song, and picked up mind as well. So looking forward to playing with that. Ty, go ahead and say hello as well, and tell us a little bit more about these evolutions, advancements.
Yeah, happy to do that. And nice choices for everyone as they added their next discipline. One thing that I'd like to mention for the benefit of all is that explorers are the ones that can pick up additional disciplines as they get out in the world and they learn new things and so forth. The average resident of a certain area, regardless of your culture, does not typically add additional disciplines unless they've gotten that opportunity as explorers to go out. So you go into a village or a commune or something like that, and the people there typically are just focused on their one discipline and that's it. So an explorer is kind of a person of renown for that reason. So adding those disciplines evidences your experience. And in Nuovarden, we talk about evolving instead of leveling up. So you don't gain a level, you gain an evolution as you develop in the land of Nuovarden. Along with the evolution, you gain other things. Your injury scale goes up. We go up in increments of 4. So where the characters had 4 hit points, if you will, their injury scale is at 4, it's now 8 as a maximum. The primacy scale at first evolution is 4. It then goes to 6 at evolution 2. It's now at 7. So you are at 7 of those tasty primacy points that you enjoy using so much and need sometimes. And then you got your additional evolution, and you gained an additional die to your dice cache. So now you have the option of rolling 2 dice for one action and a third die that you can use for your second action, or 1 die for one action, 1 die for another action, and 1 in reserve, or 2 dice for one action and 1 in reserve, skipping your second action. So there's some strategy there in determining how you're going to use your resources. And that's what evolving looks like.
Can we, for holding in reserve, can you only use 1, or could you use 2 in reserve, like help 2 different individuals?
You could help 2 different individuals.
Or really, could you help 3 individuals?
You could. The rule is only one person can throw in on an active player's turn for that action. But you could break them up that way. Yeah. Especially if you really wanted to go heavy on support.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a great question.
Anything else about evolution?
No, not at this point, but I will say that within Nuovarden, the evolution scale goes up to 8, and that's it. The way that I wanted the game to go was rather than leveling up and leveling up and leveling up and leveling up forever and staying, and that's fine. A very long campaign with the same character who goes up many, many levels over time is one way to do it. For Nuovarden, I wanted players to have the opportunity to level up to a certain point over a year or 2 long campaign maybe, and then try again and do some other things, because the combinations are, a lot of fun to explore. So that was a design consideration in terms of that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Evolution in particular.
All right. One other exciting thing before we get back into the adventure is our giveaway tonight. So at the end of the session tonight, we will be giving away a copy of the game, a digital copy. Once that's out, of course, it's not out yet. It's got to go through the Kickstarter process and everything, but we will be giving one of those away. So I'm going to go ahead and start that now. Hopefully it all functions correctly. It looks like it does. Just need to throw in !garden, Garden, in the chat, and that will enter you in there. And then at the end of the stream, as long as you're here, I do have to be around to win that. We'll go ahead and draw that, and you'll be able to grab a copy of that when it goes out live for yourself. So yes, go ahead and do that. There should be reminders in the chat as well to re-enter that for any new people coming in. But I think with that, Ty, we just ran into some trouble in the cave, I believe.
Yes, you did. So when we last left off, the group had found its way into a surprisingly large underground complex of natural caverns. And let me know if I am lagging.
No, you're fine.
A little lag here. Can you hear me?
There it goes. There's the lag.
There it is.
Hey, welcome, lag.
No worries. No worries.
So anyway, we're in a cave.
A moist cave.
It's very moist.
If I should add. The
warm,
moistiest?
Oh no.
The moistiest? Oh,
there we go. Did that mess everything up?
You're fine. Nope. Quick fix. We're good.
Okay, good.
Sweet.
All right, good.
Okay.
Anyway, technology. So when we last left off, the party had found its way into a surprisingly large system of chambers and passageways in the bog that led underground. And after some exploration in there, came upon a figure of a child in front of a small campfire and determined that it was in fact the lost Fina that they were looking for. And as they stepped forward to greet the child, a voice from a low ledge to the right-hand side in the darkness growled out a warning to come no closer, saying, "It'd be best if you just leave us be and find your loot somewhere else."
We do not mean you any harm. We are simply here to find a lost child.
The child is not lost. and you can go on your way now.
Well, who are you exactly to say that this child is not lost?
It's kind of eerie that you're in this chamber and this voice is coming out of the darkness. You do have your torches and your little hand flame. That doesn't seem especially helpful. There's also a little fire in front of the child. The speaker from the shadows pauses and says, "Why should I have to explain myself? You're the ones who are intruding here."
Well, why should we have to explain ourselves? We're just looking for a lost child.
You hear a sound of something dropping from the ledge in the shadow. And the voice says again, "She is not lost."
Fina!
Her eyes look toward you, but she doesn't speak.
My eyes narrow, looking at the figure. You've taken this girl, this young girl, from her home, due east. Her parents or her community, they're looking for her. What use is she to you?
The figure moves from the shadow into the light. And the dark figure is perhaps 5 feet tall and moves beside the Asgal girl. The stranger wears quality black armor over its furry hide, which is similarly black, though patterned with random streaks and spots of tan. A tan patch highlights the left eye and cheek of the vaguely feline figure, who is tailless. A dark belt crosses its chest and holds 3 stone-bladed daggers. A bronze sword hangs at its hip, and a red gem glows in the crosspiece where the handle joins the blade. "I am called Krashnik, and I am here to lead this child to the Ixia commune, which they have paid me to do, and for which she seeks an audience."
She seeks an audience, or
Yes.
the
This is what I'm
commune?
told. The commune, yes. They are
Okay.
seeking her, and she is seeking them. That's why she has left her village.
That probably doesn't compute too well with my knowledge of my culture.
It's strange that a child, of course, this figure is speaking for the child.
Right.
This roguish figure.
If this is true, why not have the commune communicate with the community? Why be shrouded in so much mystery?
Why don't you go to ask them?
Why do you keep answering us with questions?
Because I am not here to answer your questions. I don't know all the answers. I am here to make sure the child arrives safely at the commune so I can be paid for my time.
Well, you just answered my question. So
Oh,
you
good.
are answering questions.
I'm
Do you
glad I
have
got
any?
that.
Do you have any opposition to us joining you on that journey?
I don't care. Maybe then you could get more answers for what you're seeking with the child.
May we speak with the child?
He looks down at her and she looks up over at you.
Fina, is what this man say is true? Are you seeking out the commune?
She nods. Yes.
And what is it you're seeking?
Their help.
With?
There's someone I have to meet, and I don't know how to reach them. And so I've reached out in my way and my understanding to try to contact them. And Fifus answered me and said to come to them. and they would help me with who I seek.
What was that name that she said?
Fifis.
What do you recognize that?
Not likely, but you could go ahead and roll for it if you like.
Sure. Two and a 4.
Probably an Ixia name.
Okay. And Fina, are you on this journey yourself, or did somebody send you on this?
It's for me. I saw this person and they are trying to reach me as well. And then I met Krashnik, who said that he would help me arrive safely.
When did you see this? Was this in a dream? Was this... You met someone and...
For the last year, when I am awake dreaming, they visit me and ask me to see them because I'm part of who they are, different from where I was born.
I give Tyleri a look. I'm just like, the kind of
Give a
similar,
look back.
a similar feeling. Answer me this, Fina. Once you meet this individual, do you overall just intend to do good for the garden? Or
She shakes her head and like you're misunderstanding. She says, "It's they are not in the garden. I have to go to them out of the garden."
And what is your intent? What is their intent?
I think they're my family.
What about your family back home?
They're my family too.
Why didn't you tell them you were leaving?
Oh, they wouldn't let me go. I don't think they understand. They always found that I was strange. They called me a strange child.
do you intend to go back once this journey has ended? Because we are being paid a handsome sum to bring you back, and I intend to have that handsome sum in my hand, both hands.
That's why it's called handsome.
Exactly.
Fina looks up at Krashnik and then looks back at you and shrugs.
Give us a moment as I take everyone into a side. I'm not doing this for just art. You understand? I have seen so much art in my life. And frankly, Dublog, Magmosis, I don't know if you get it, but I don't get art. Tyleri, he always just stands in front of these paintings and just goes, And I don't get it. You know? Do you understand art, Dublog, Magmosis? Do you understand art?
Yes, it's chairs. Just really nice chairs. It's
They're
good
very
art.
pretty.
Yes. If you can use art, it's good art. Like
Dublog, when you look at art,
Like the hail.
when you look
Hail.
at art, do you cry? Do you cry at all? When you
I
look at
mean,
art?
I cry for a lot of things.
like right now.
Yeah, I think I cry too much. Actually.
Oh no. Just like putting it around them.
I just give a pat on their back. Magmosis, I mean, art is... We could just go back now, but I really just don't want to do this for art. The most that I've done for art is I sneezed one time, but it was,
Did you make art with sneeze?
you know, the Asgol are so weird. They could have probably thought that sneeze was some sort of performative art piece. I don't know. I don't get it. But Tyleri, everyone, I want that charm. I want that rune. You understand? I'm not gonna just do this for just something that I can just make as a kid. So, we'll see. But we have to make sure whatever is done with that, we bring the girl back to to her original home.
Okay, maybe we could convince her that it's really dangerous out there. We could have like part of the bog explode into big water. We could have a giant painting come out of nowhere. We could make lava. You could throw your femur. Very scary.
Very scary femur, yes.
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 She has come this far by herself. Or at least, partially by herself. Look at the dangers we faced together. And had some trouble with some of that. I imagine she's seen some of those dangers. And I don't think it's fair to subject her to them any further. Perhaps there's a way to have her original people understand what she's after.
Tyleri, you might be right. For her, it's different than it was for me. She chose to leave her original family. I didn't have such a choice. I think it'd be wise to fulfill this girl's wish.
We would welcome your departure from our kin, Tamba. But we would like to know that you're making that choice. And I think maybe that could be enough for Fina as well.
You could tell Fina how just sad they were, how they were mourning, and Tyleri, I feel like you're the best to tell, right?
Yes.
We turn back around towards the two.
We're all like this.
We're almost done. We're almost done. Just
one moment.
Just one more moment.
Brasnik growls.
So what's the final call here, everyone? Are we going to convince her to go back, or... Because I don't think she's going to be going back. I think...
Seer, out of character a little bit, logistically, if they're to run back to home base and then head off to the Ichia, does that seem logical?
Well, I mean, you're talking about probably close to a couple hours of travel back through where you've been.
Do we know where the destination is that they want to go?
They have not specified.
Okay.
And you're new to the bog, so you don't really know where the
right
the habitations are for her.
I think we're this far. Maybe we go along with the child and see if at that point we can get her to then make a return trip with us to the village.
We could slowly guilt her. Say, oh no, they were just so sad when you left. We could talk about that the whole time. She is a
child, Magmosis. She has no, understanding of what guilt is.
I mean, I barely know what a child is. So...
Sometimes, Magmosis, I think that you're a child.
Thank you, I think. It looks over to Dublock. Is that a compliment? Thank you.
Anyway.
What?
I think we will accompany you.
Oh, well, I feel better. I thought maybe we would spend 10 reposes and 10 darkenings in this cave, waiting for you to come up with a decision, but maybe not.
We certainly can.
No, I
Would
don't
you like
think
a song?
I'm fine. I just want to get Fina where she wants to go. Then I can get paid and I can go on with what I'm doing.
And what payment have you been promised?
That's between me and the Ixia.
So you're not welcome to other offers.
Well, I'd be interested in what you have to offer to me. And
I
what do you
believe
want me
Tamba
to
has
do?
some art you'd be willing to.
No art, Tyleri.
There's a sneeze waiting for you.
Excuse him. One thing that I do want to, cover, I want to cover all of the different things here. If we show up with you, they only intended payment for one person. For more in the mix, will they think anything different from that? We don't really intend payment to escort Fina to where she needs to go. We are promised payment elsewhere on the journey back. So, I know the lands out here can be treacherous, so are willing to escort you, but I don't think you would really need it. You seem pretty
Krishna
capable yourself.
loops his thumbs in his belt and chuckles to himself. And looking at him, it's not just a trick of the light. This individual has quality gear on. They are probably pretty successful at what they do, just based on looking at them. The equipment is in good shape. The armor is probably gore hide, with some special treatment that gives it increased protective ability. This person is probably a one-person troop if they want to be unto themselves. But Kreshnik says, I don't think they would care for if you wanted to come in and talk to them. They are Ixia, as much as they care about anything in the garden, they would care about your visit. I'm sure that this Fifus would talk to you. I have talked to Fifus myself. We have made a fine arrangement, and I would work with the Ixia again. But I have to make sure I do what they have asked me to do in the first place. And Fina also wants to go. And she nods her head.
Well, I am willing to come along and help fulfill this child's wish. I'll look at the rest of the group with their thought.
I'll
Tyler,
join.
And what if she decides to stay? What if she doesn't want to go back to her people? What then?
I don't care.
So, if we decide to take her by force, if needed, away from this group after,
We will find a way. We will get you your charm, Tamba.
will you stand in our way?
Kreshnik looks down at Fina and tousles her head. You see that the digits on this individual are kind of long and thin and wide. They have 5 digits, but they're a bit, but kind of tousles the top of her head, and she smiles up at him and says, I don't think that this one would be so easy to grab by force.
He says that about her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems that they have there's a trust between them.
Yeah.
So there's not, it's not a threatening kind of thing or a kidnap kind of thing. It's
Is there also something in that mentioned there that relates to what the Mims mentioned?
the wickedness.
Yes.
The only indication you have right now is just what Krashnik said in this moment.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Seeing that kind of a relationship of trust, I'm going to go ahead and tap Magmosis on the shoulder and just whisper underneath my breath, the flute.
Oh, the flute. Tylari has the flute now.
Oh, I tapped Dublog on the shoulder. Dublog, tell Tylari about the flute.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna tap Tylari on the shoulder. The flutes.
Wait. I tapped Dublog on the shoulder. Tell Tylari to give it to you so I can give it to me so I can give it to Magmosis.
Krashnik sighs.
Taps Tylari on the shoulder again. Can you hand me the flute so I can give it to Tomba so he can give it to Magmosis?
You need to land a toot?
No, the flute. I need the flute.
Oh. Never good at this telephone game. And pull that out. Hand it over.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna tap Tomba on the arm. Here's the flute.
I look towards Magmosis, towards Dublog. Who am I giving this to again?
I think you wanted to give it to Magmosis.
Oh, I thought it was Duplo.
I thought I just got it. Here.
Wait, do you give it to me?
Yeah, I give it to you.
Wait, Dumba, what do I do with it?
Sand move. Move it over to her.
Oh, like sneaky? Just
Like how you did with my body, but just pretend the flute's my body and you're just but in reverse.
Okay, reverse body and
This Krashnik is gonna he's looking very terse. We need to hurry up. Just give her the flute so she trusts us.
Okay,
What are you doing?
We're
going to make the first darkening at least.
hurry.
Put the flute on the ground and then I just kind of try and snake it towards Fina, like very casually start whistling, just looking away, but trying to snake it using like turning the rock to stand, and snake it over.
Everyone look friendly.
I'm so friendly. Hi.
Hello.
You start snaking it over there, and Fina disappears.
Oh my gosh, I think she went in the flute.
And Krashnik looks over at the flute as it's and picks it up as it arrives and brushes it off. And a few seconds later, Fina reappears where she was. And he hands it down to her and she says, "Oh, my flute!"
You're welcome.
She trills out a tune. "Thanks for bringing it. I didn't think I would need it, but..."
Well, we wanted to show that we were here and that we knew you through other people. And they were like really sad. So they were like, oh, this is the last of Fina. Here you go. It's so sad. Take care of it. So
She's looking at her flute.
So
She's like,
sad.
"Why do you think I didn't tell him?"
well, they were wailing. Sad.
It's very dramatic at home. Krashnik looks down and nods and says, "This is good. This is a good sign that you are from her village. So I'm fine with you coming with us. Have those Mims left outside, or are they out there in their?"
I do believe they may still be in their camp. But we made a little bit of a arrangement to pass by.
They made an arrangement with the Mims.
Surprisingly, yes.
It is a surprise. Well, that was the one for this month. Well, if we have to kill them, we will have to kill them. There's more of us now. I don't think they'll bother us.
And they have a nice pots now.
They do.
Yeah, well, that'll keep them happy for, well, probably till now.
What do you expect along our journey, Krashnik?
Well, this bog is full of sand traps and water traps and creatures of all sorts. With any luck, though, we don't have so far to go. We can probably pass through. They'll definitely be there before the darkening if we want to leave now. I think with the numbers, the Mims will leave us alone, whether we make another deal with them or not.
We'll lead the way.
That works.
Krashnik kicks the fire out, and the cavern grows a little bit dimmer, but you still have your lights as well. Krashnik leads Fina past you, and they head back along the tunnel out of the way. As you work your way back out toward the exit. You follow through the familiar corridors, somewhat familiar corridors now. And, the sound of water drips into the pools.
Very lovely sound.
Yes.
I think Magmosis made sure to grab their rock before they left. They kind of like ran across, like snatched it up, give it a smooch, and ran back to the others.
Do not forget the rock.
No, I can't forget the rock special.
The sound of the water dripping into the pools, however, is soon accompanied by another sound. The chittering sounds of some creature or other immediately warn you of danger. I think at this point we will jump over to roll 20. Hopefully you are there.
Who knew? What will it
We're
be?
in combat.
Not combat.
As appearing in the
no.
corridor in front of you,
Ooh, no thank you.
a series of large bug-like creatures swarm up along the walls and on the passageway before you. Let's go ahead and choose your combat order. So let me change some things here. And let's get into it.
Okay. So I have a question for you, Seer.
Yes.
As we kind of learn our way through this, obviously we have the four of us for turn order. Our allies, I assume, would be somewhat part of this. How does that get worked into? We get to like choose where they go?
As you all post up and get ready to encounter these creatures, Krishnak pushes Fina back behind, draws his sword, and prepares to defend her. And then he basically pulls her aside and makes room for you all to engage.
I see.
Okay.
But I will deal with Krishnak's initiative on the side.
Okay. We're coming from the left side of this map.
You are coming from the right.
From the right.
Oh, actually, you know what? You are correct. I put these in the wrong place. It was one of those things that I was like, oh, darn, I need to set that up. So let me reorient you a little bit. You are, so this is where Fina was. And I think, yeah, there we go. There you go. You got it.
I see.
Down where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I think if you shift click Seer, I think it'll pan to that. I forget. It's been a while since it's been in
Yeah,
roll 20,
shift
but-
click.
Shift click, yeah.
Shift
On the-
click.
On the
On a
map,
Mac?
like shift and long press, and it'll ping, and then it would draw us
Yeah.
to. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're fine there.
Good. Now, I want to go back and address that question you had about combat order. With the fifth person, that person can choose one of the four positions to then backfill.
Okay.
And if there was a sixth, then they would choose one of the open positions after that, and so forth. So you don't double and triple up beyond going through the order once around. You know what I mean? So in this case, Krashnik may go any point in first through fourth. That would work for him. So to start off with, what is the order for each of you?
Kind of want to take up the rear again, so that way I can kind of spread it out, because I do have my agile nimbleness.
I've been kind of leading us off. I'll take first crack at it again.
Do you want to go first or third, Dublog?
I will go
Second.
third.
Okay, I'll go second.
One of
First was
those.
not an option. What are numbers? I'll go second.
Okay, I'm going to put Krashnik fourth as well because he is protecting Fina. All right, and so Tomba, you get to go first.
Yeah, totally. Seeing the threats in front of me, I'm gonna go ahead and just run forward with my my bone club, and I'm gonna run forward to this first one nearest and do like that somersault, pound down with the bone club. And I'm gonna go ahead and use 2 die for this one as I run forward.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 3 and a 4.
All right. So you have the option to make that 3 a 4 as well for a high success.
Would that give him doubles to get recovery or whatever as well?
No, double force doesn't give recovery because it gives double damage plus a status effect.
My question is that if I use my primacy on one action during my turn, can I use it for my second action as well?
Yes, you can use primacy for any one roll.
Well, let's go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead and use primacy scale for that hit with the bone club.
Okay. And what status effect are you trying to? Usually something like this would probably be hobbled on the creature.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and hobble it. For
Okay.
sure.
All right. So first of all, let's see what that damage is.
Is that going to be 1d4 here?
2.
2d4.
Let me double check my creature, make sure.
That would be 5 damage.
Okay. So the femur comes cracking down on the carapace of this creature. Schwack! The carapace at first seems to repel a bit of that damage, but you crack through, bust open the body of the creature, and the first one goes down quickly.
Totally. With that creature down, I'm going to go ahead and spring off its dead body and just kind of roll back over towards Tyleri here. And with my free action, I'm going to go ahead and undo my tight bun that's holding my hair up tight. And I'm going to pull out this long, like almost steel-looking piece of string. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my club, and I'm going to go ahead and string it. I'm going to go ahead and just wrap it around the femur and make it into a bone bow. And I'm going to go ahead and, realizing that I don't know where my arrows are, so I'm going to go ahead and look towards the second nearest creature. And I'm going to try to manifest a piece of ammunition. And I believe that's done automatically. It's
Automatically.
yeah. So some like glowing light just goes ahead and appears in my hand, and I knock it back, and I try to fire it at the second nearest one.
Okay.
That's gonna be just 1d4 here as well. That's gonna be a 4.
Nice.
That's a hit. All right. So first of all, this one is down, and you're shooting this one here.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So roll that d4 damage.
1 damage.
Okay. The arrow zings across the room and ricochets off of the carapace of the creature. The shell seems to crack a bit, but it didn't appear to injure the animal.
I look over to Tyleri. That was pretty badass.
The
Your turn.
applause. Nice. All right. Okay. So, Tamba, did you want to move, or are you good where you're at?
I will go ahead and stay right there.
Okay. Now we go to the actual first round's Tyleri.
All right. Okay, so I see the one that is out. My manifestations with 1 die cover a 4x4 area.
You are up to 8x8 now.
8x8 base level.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I can get a good number of these critters here. So I'm going to try and go after the 3 there in front of me that's
Okay.
next to the one that's out. And I will...
So 8x8. That's actually going to be a 4 square.
4x4 square, or 8x8 feet, right?
It's 4x4. So each square is 4 feet.
Okay.
So it's 4x4x4x4.
Okay.
Like,
So 4 squares on the map.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then, all right. Then I can't get more than, unless you do half.
Let's see it. You know what? The funny thing is, they are actually spaced, and I didn't do this on purpose, but it's like they're spaced just conveniently out of range for that full area. But you could, if you got doubles, you could expand it to 16.
Okay.
I'm sorry. To double, I believe.
Yeah. Well, either way, let's see. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go for 2 dice. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna try and stun. So reaching out and trying to hit the one directly in front of me at least, and try and put some extra effort in that to maybe affect more beyond that.
Okay.
So yeah, concentrating deep within my mind and trying to debilitate. A 2 and a 4.
All right. As you are manifesting this energy, 2 limbs that extend up off the back of the creature, like 2 legs that come back here, they like flitter. And your 4 becomes a 3.
Can I push my 2 to a 3 for doubles?
Yeah.
Man, I'm so low on primacy though.
No. But if you push it back, well, you just gain 1 back, or potentially.
Oh, yeah, I would gain it back, right? Or I could with recovery.
Mm-hmm.
But 3's not a success though, so that doesn't help me, right? It's not a success.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah, really, it would just be spending it to get doubles, and then I'd get that back. So I was thinking of enlarging the area of the effect, but that's still a failure. So, but I could push the 3 back to a 4.
You could.
If we haven't already gone in the turn, like it's the first turn, do we still have all of our dice, or?
Yes, you have your dice. You have your dice in a new encounter. You have them. And then as you spend them, you don't have them until the start of your next turn.
My next turn, gotcha.
Mhm.
I would like to try and assist.
Okay.
I want to.
Okay, so before you do that, what do you want to do, Tyleri, with your roll?
I'm gonna leave it as is because I'm low on primacy. I'm gonna leave it as is. So
Never.
2 and a 3.
Okay. So you're gonna go and throw in then, because Magmosis, you can, if you get a
2
4
or 3 or 4, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it. That's a 1.
No.
Oh,
I feel like you get that every single time you try to assist.
Look, I'm trying to help.
okay.
Like,
now,
I'm help out.
so just so that everybody understands the rules, if Tyleri wanted to change the 2 to a 1, you could prevent Magmosis from losing the primacy scale, but that's going to be at the expense of your primacy scale.
Yeah,
So.
and unfortunately, Mag, I just can't do it.
I still have 5 left. You're fine.
I didn't ask for your help anyway. Jeez.
I'm never helping you ever again, at least for the next 2 minutes.
Okay, so Magmosis, you lose 1 primacy scale as you attempt to change that manifestation, and there's something about these creatures that just does not line up well with the manifesting power.
Tamba, I think violence is the answer.
That wasn't very badass, but good try.
And I will I just kind of hold my position.
Okay, and you used 2 dice on that action.
Oh,
right?
and I'll hold on to the other one. Actually, no. I will go ahead and spend my last one and hoping to get a echoing intensification in the cavern here. I'm gonna start singing a song and do another sonic attack against the one straight in front of me.
Okay.
That is a 2.
Okay. All right. So yeah. If you as you attempt to shout the creature down, it just comes out a little hoarse and isn't able to get that. And I think just at that moment you're like, I don't know if this kind of energy that I'm summoning is going to cause me more problems, since it causes you to doubt yourself, and you drop the tone, unfortunately, ineffectively. Do you want to move, or are you good where you're at?
I'm good.
Okay.
What's
All right.
movement through allies on the grid?
It is half.
Okay. Can I move I just want to be out of the way. Is this a valid move here? One spot over? I don't know if that's a cavern wall there.
Get the right screen to the right screen here. Where at?
Right there, the ping.
One square over.
Yeah, so you're basically pressed up against the wall there.
Okay. Or I'll go the other side of Tamba.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay. That takes us to Magmosis.
All right, I want to try and use my new discipline here, body. So what I'm going to try and do, I would like to try and increase my armor factor by essentially very much like kind of a volcano erupting and then quickly the lava kind of cooling to form like a hard kind of outer shell. Basically there's like cracks in their skin that start to form. You see kind of that almost like reddish lava flow over and start to form over their skin and quickly harden. So I'm going to do enhanced body. I'm going to roll 2d4 to try this. And hopefully it's successful. That's a 4 and a 1.
All right.
Hey.
Awesome. Because you are element, I think we'll make that a stone kind of armor factor and give you 2 instead of 1.
Ooh, so technically I have 3 now because I had the air before that's still held. So now I have an armor factor of 3 currently?
Yes. Yep. And you can max out at 4.
Amazing. So it's just there's these swirls of air kind of going around them and then this hardened outer shell they now have. And Magmosis just kind of steps forward almost like this 4-foot little Lena just body blocking now in front of the others. It's like, come at me, bugs. I can take it. Maybe.
Oh, man.
That's
I'm
their
just
turn.
thinking of something that the bugs could do, but I'm going to hold up.
Oh.
It is Dublock's turn.
Okay. First of all, as Magmosis goes all toughened up to the front, I'm like cheering them on. Go, yeah, get him, Magmosis. And then once they get to the front, I go ahead and turn around and I sort of like palm toward the water behind me, and the water splashes like this, and it comes back together, and a blob launches across me and toward the creatures. But I'm gonna roll for that.
All right, you're spearing them with water.
2d4. I am, yes. Double 4s. Making
Wow.
all my
Yeah.
ones last session.
We're rolling good.
Yes. Bloop, and it just goes sailing over.
Who's got a dice? Let's manifest event.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Do it.
I don't have one. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. But
right.
it's gonna target this one, right there.
I could, but I don't want to.
Dang.
Which one?
Oh, sorry, the one up above the dead
Got it.
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got it. All right. Roll that
And
damage.
We're gonna. Can I have? I want the status effect to be crushed, and essentially have this blob of water impact it, and then like stick onto the creature's like head, like drowning it.
Well, you were doing an attack though, right?
Yes, but I got double 4s, so I get my 2 damage, and then, or we could just do the hobbled if it feels like, it's the serious call. But...
Yeah. Let's try that.
Okay. Yeah, imagine it's like literally like this big blob of water just like funks onto this creature's head like a helmet. And that's 4 points of damage.
Nice.
And yeah.
Okay, yeah. And that one is severely damaged. And it's like struggling in the water. It was like you create this big water ball
Yeah.
on it. It's maybe it's more drowning or suffocating than crushed, but
Yeah, I think crushed is like the name of the status effect, but I was going for more of a suffocating, drowning kind of thing.
that there's this suffocating status effect.
Oh, okay. Yep, there's that
Hard
conversation.
to remember all these
yesterday.
things.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Very good. All right. So that one is in a bit of a pickle, and that is Dublog's turn.
That is. I'll save my other action and my other dice.
Okay. All right, Tomba.
Okay, just because I want to just have it be cool visually, I'm gonna go ahead and step next to Magmosis, and I'm gonna say to them, "You're looking pretty tanky.
Thank you.
I can do that too." And I'm gonna go ahead and start to like spin my bow around my waist like a hula hoop. And with my free hands, I'm gonna go ahead and reach behind me and pull out my wooden shield with the white flower emblazoned on the front. I'm gonna go ahead and just knock it knock it to brace myself. I'm gonna go ahead and cast or use manifest enhance item. So I'm gonna try to pretty much make it more stronger and increase the armor factor on it. I'll go ahead and use 2 d4 here.
Okay.
2 ones.
2 ones. Oh wow. Okay.
Oh,
So
wait.
as you go ahead.
I have my 1. I'm gonna assist on this.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a 1.
Wow.
That's not good.
Well, it's okay because it's a manifesting event, but the bugs with those weird limbs, Twitter, and Tomba, one of your ones becomes a 0. When that happens, you fail no matter what.
Okay.
And you suffer a full reprisal.
All right.
This is an unusual ability that some creatures have that players never do. They can change a 1 to a 0 in certain circumstances. Let me double check my rule on that because it's been a while.
Yeah, no worries. I was just thinking about it.
Tamba sprouts bug legs, turning into one himself. He's becoming
That's what the creatures
peel-
came from previous us.
A bug just bursts out of my body, out of my chest. No!
The whole time.
All right. Here we go. When a 0 occurs, the outcome automatically fails, and the seer makes a reprisal check at a lower DS. If successful, the seer rolls 1d4 for damage instead of a single injury, and primacy may not. Oh yeah, and you can't use primacy to reduce it. So I make a reprisal check, and that is a 4 and a 3, resulting in 3 injury to Tomba.
Okay, so like as I throw it up into the air, like I'm making a pizza with the pizza dough, I get distracted and it just bonks me on the head, and then just.
I think point of clarification, your shield's broke, isn't it?
I repaired it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did repair it.
Okay.
And I repaired it so well that it gave me 3 injury. So
There you go.
Yeah.
The one thing that could, yeah, and it's these bugs, they're messing with your effort to do these things.
Mhm.
But I gotta mark that.
Are you okay, Tomba? That looked like it hurt.
No, but I'm going to make myself look cooler by going forward for an attack, and I'm gonna walk forward to the bug right here, and I'm gonna use 1 dice to just swing down with my bow, which is essentially a club still.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 3. I'm gonna primacy that to a 4.
You got it. All right. Roll the damage.
You get it. Krashnik's gonna just kill all of them at once and show us up.
That's just gonna be 1 damage here.
Okay. So as you do that, the carapace, the carapace rejects the strike, but it that takes care of its armor, so that one is no longer protected by that carapace. You've cracked that carapace as well, so that's a couple of them that have now damaged protection. There's Krashnik there behind Aaron.
And then with my remaining movement, I'm feeling kind of dizzy and incoherent. I'm gonna just use the rest of my movement just to kind of back away and let Magmosis do the tanking here. That's gonna end my turn.
All right. At the same time, the creatures spring into action. They actually should have done this last time, and I forgot. Magmosis, you're right there.
I am. I put myself here.
But you have that hefty armor going. This creature skitters up to here. And as you may have recalled from the image, we'll jump back there real quick. Look at the mouth on this creature. It's got kind of a webbed mouth with a 4-part mandible that just drips this kind of green ichor. Oh, I didn't.
Nice.
That's disgusting.
Right, back to our map. And it attempts to bite you. All right. And that, oh, wow. That's 2 1s. So, as the mandibles snap at you, it completely misses and does no damage to you whatsoever.
Just like push it away with my hands, just like, no, don't touch me. Oh, God.
It's like rock candy.
Yeah, just like,
A Jawbreaker.
But this one comes skittering up as well, and you are just right front and center. And also tries to bite you.
I can try.
That is a 2 and a 3. I will use primacy and move the 3 to a 4.
Dang it.
As these jaws snap at you, the rock and wind around you, the rock in particular, starts to sizzle. And that is 4 points of damage. So all 3 of your armor factors disintegrate.
No.
And your flesh starts to burn as the 1 point of acid damage sizzles into your skin.
Not good.
A point of interest on these creatures is that acid damage, if it had bitten into, say, Krishnak or Tomba's shield, is not repairable.
I'm glad it was my arm.
And
Like-
yeah, right.
It's like eating my arm away, and I'm like, oh God, it kind of hurts a little bit.
Returning to the rest of the creatures, 1, 16, 20, 24, 28. This one moves into range, and around the corner comes another one, and this one cannot move.
Sick of these mother trucking bugs in this mother trucking cave.
However, the one that is in the bubble can attempt to get out of it, I believe. I believe that's a thing. Aaron, you can help me.
I know.
remember.
I was just thinking. We talked about it.
Because as long as it can't get out, each at the end of its turn, it starts to suffer the damage. But if it can escape it, then it's okay. So it's going to basically try to pierce out of that bubble. I did get a 4.
Do I roll a challenge against that?
I don't think so, because it's we actually, and we can review that, but we've had that conversation before.
Do you remember something about that? But
Like
it's
the
not
area,
sure quite
like
the-
stepping into the area effect kind of thing, or being in an area effect. affected
It
area.
it has to do with clearing sound effects, but yeah, that sounds good.
And so that creature pops out of there,
Okay.
still severely wounded. I don't want to forget that. And yeah, that's it for that one. So that takes us then to the top again. Oh, actually, yeah. Kreshnik's
Yeah, where's our
like,
backup?
protecting
Big tough
Fina,
warrior.
doing his job so he can get paid.
Out there.
Yeah, he's back here. Like, he let you all go tooling forward, so he's ready. But Tyleria, you are up.
Okay. All right. The one directly north of me is dead, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, the one with the skull and crossbones.
Okay. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna move through Magmosis, kind of stepping through their area, hand up on their head, just kind of like maneuvering around, and maybe against my better judgment, move in between three of the bugs to try and burst out and affect all of them. And what do I want to do? Did I get a sense that they were somewhat resistant to the song, or was more of I just kind of fell short on that earlier?
It's not so much that they're resistant as they can actually counter manipulate your attempt.
And specifically that discipline, or just not necessarily?
It's not clear.
Okay. I'm gonna try a sonic attack then.
Okay.
2 dice, and this should if successful, I can affect all 3 of them. Yes.
So you want to do an area attack on that?
Yeah. Is that?
So the way we have right now, we don't have anything technically that does like an area around you specifically.
Okay.
Right. That's your sonic attack is basically like your basic attack.
You could
that's
do an
great.
affected. I was gonna say you could do an affected area, but it would be in like the 4 spaces, kind of around you. It's like right in front, right here.
Okay. Well, I have range on that too, so in that case, I'll pull back and I'll go after those 2.
My hand again.
Aaron highlighted, because I don't want to get Magmosa in this. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna focus on them too. So with, okay, yeah, a 3 and a 4.
Okay.
Do you
I can-
promise you left to make a 4 and a 4?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, let's burn it. So double 4s.
Okay. All right. So, again, typically that'll be a hobbled status effect if they survive it, which means that their physical actions are at an increased difficulty scale.
Okay.
So, but let's see what the damage is first of all. So,
2d4.
yeah.
Ooh.
A 1 and a 2 for 3 total.
3 total. Okay. Got it. All right. So you managed to chip away some of that chitin and expose some of the flesh underneath, and then tear away at that as well. But the creatures stay standing. Is there anything else for Tyleri?
I'm going to hold my action and third die.
Okay.
See if I can support later.
All right.
Tamba,
Magmosis.
smash!
Don't you worry. It's coming. Dama's coming.
Magmosis, you are up.
So Magmosis, seeing the one in front, like gnawing on their arm, they're going to attempt basically to take their arm and like stick it in the creature's mouth, and then I want to do affect fire inside of them to start burning them from the inside out.
All right.
So I'm going to use 2 dice on this.
Okay.
Like a spicy pepper.
We have food for later. That's double 1s.
Oh.
I mean,
Never mind.
yeah. You put your hand inside the acidic creature.
Oh, it's a bad idea. I made a terrible error.
As you do that, the creature vibrates its little appendages and changes one of your 1s to a 0.
How dare it? Should I?
That's a
Can I use
4 and a
primacy to
1.
change that back to a?
A 1?
a 1, so I'm still double 1s, which is still bad, but... Or is it... I'm just gonna leave it. You know what? We'll take the 0.
All right, you take the 0. As you stick your arm in this creature's mouth, the
Actually,
acid...
sorry, I can support, right?
Yeah.
Throwing a die? Sorry,
Yes.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, let me do that.
Okay.
Depending, I might
Good luck.
spend. I might spend if you succeed.
A 3.
Oh, well, let me clarify
no.
something though. Because this is a 0, everything fails.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't
Straight
matter,
up
right?
fail.
Yeah. Okay, then. All right. So
You don't bother.
I'll back that off.
Magmosis, you have this great idea, a burn for a burn, and you shove your arm into the creature's mouth and try to erupt fire, and it doesn't take, and instead your arm gets coated in acid, and you take 4 injuries.
Oh no.
No, this was a smart idea.
What are you at right now?
Bad. I'm at 3.
3 left.
Uh-huh. That was very upsetting.
I'm in the back of the cavern, Kreshnik's going, "Arrgh."
Help! It hurts. I am going to try. I'm gonna use my last die. I was gonna save it, but that's not gonna work. Maybe fire won't work because they're really like damp, like inside. How about electricity instead?
All right. How do you do that? What's your you stick your arm in his throat again?
Stick the other arm in. 2 arms, like, and then start like trying to rub them together to create static electricity.
Can you manifest? Can you manifest baking soda to counteract the acid?
Ooh, that's a good
Some
idea.
Tums.
Some Tums, yeah.
Effect Tums. Oh my god.
No.
That's a 1.
Oh no.
Oh no.
These bugs can get brutal in a hurry, but instead I'll just go with the straight.
The dice luck has gone from one lean eye to the other.
You
Now I'm the one crying.
avoid injuring yourself on that particular one, and apparently the bugs let it be in this particular instance. Is that it for Magmosis?
With both my arms in its mouth, yes.
All right. Dublog, you are up.
Okay. Dublog is kind of panicking a little bit, seeing going horribly sideways up at the front, and is gonna summon an icicle and send it flying, and actually send a couple, and then a couple more, and we're actually gonna do an affected area
Okay.
right there on those, in the middle of those 2,
All right.
with a hail of ice that comes flying over your shoulder and over your head, Magmosis. That's a 3-1. I can't decide. No, I will let it be. Actually, I'm gonna have to play it safe with my primacy skill.
Yes. Okay.
But then the hail continues with a second action in my other die.
The hail continues. So you're gonna try
I
it
keep
again?
throwing more. I kind of just keep it going. But that time I only got a 2.
All right.
So just mostly harmless pebbles of ice.
Snowflakes.
Yeah.
Those little tiny, like, Dippin' Dots.
And
Hail
Dublog
flakes.
starting to tear up. Don't worry, Magmosis. I'll stop them.
Thank you. I'm in a lot of pain. I've made very bad decisions today.
And because I had screwed up my combat order. Oh wait, yeah, I did. The creatures get to go. All right, this one's gonna skitter over closer, and Magmosis, you're still in the danger zone.
I am. I'm
The
on
one
the
above
highway.
you tries to bite.
Elbow deep inside one. I'd say yeah.
That is a bite. That hits you. For 2. You don't have any more armor, right?
I don't, but I'm at 1.
Oh no. And
Still
then the
up.
other one. Oh wait, actually, Tamba is right there. Haha. It moves over to you, Tamba, to share the love. That's a 2-3. I'm going to move the 3 to a 4. It hits you.
Can I primacy scale your 4 to a 3?
No, you can't affect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only creatures can affect an opponent's outcome in that way.
Okay.
That is 2. You have your shield, right?
It's on the ground. No, I do not have it.
Okay, so you take 2 injury.
Okay.
How many primacy does the seer get?
It's by a creature.
Creature, okay.
Yeah, creature specific. It's essentially, if I remember the equation, it's the dice cash are half of the injury scale.
Okay.
All right. That takes us to Tomba and Krashnik. Krashnik's gonna get involved in this one too.
I look over to Tyleri, and I'm holding my head and I'm just bracing myself from that bug. You want me to smash? Tyleri?
Smash.
I'm gonna go ahead and with my head, we're just starting to form like a big, like comically big bump on my head. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Enhance Item on my head, trying to enlarge it in size like a bobblehead.
Oh, that's enhanced body.
Oh, sure. Enhanced body to kind of, yeah. Either way, yeah. I'm trying to get that empowered effect here.
To do what exactly?
To smash with my head.
Oh, you want
Yes.
to do a little extra damage with your headbutt.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
And
ahead.
because you are a Lamplack stock, you have the ability. Your melee attacks are full damage as well, full standard
Yes.
damage.
So I'm gonna go ahead and try to
All right,
inflate my head to a bubble.
All right.
bubble.
'Cause if
How
your
many
head
dice
wasn't
are-
big enough.
I used 2 dice, so it's gonna be a 3 and a 4.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah. And then I'm gonna go ahead with my last die. I'm gonna go ahead and try to ram this bug in front. That's gonna be a 3. Can I primacy that up to a sorry, is it extra damage or does it lower the DS?
Do you
Oh,
do
it lowers the
empowered?
DS.
I think I get to
So-
choose, right? If it's lower the DS or do
For
the-
enhanced body lowers the DS, so a 3 or 4 would work on your attack.
Okay, so I don't have to
need-
use
You
primacy.
don't have to. Right, you don't have to use primacy.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. Then connect. Is that gonna be just 1d4 of damage?
It's 1d4 damage. Yeah, got it.
Could he have primacied his 3 and 4 and get anything out of that? Because on the first manifestation, 2 doubles.
Yeah. You could have primacy that 3 to doubles on the enhancement. And I'm trying. I know we had a lot of discussion about that, Aaron. I don't remember off the top of my head what that.
It was pretty subjective, as far as what double fours gave for that manifestation, because the
we're
basic 4
working
gave
on.
the status effect. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it was. Oh, I believe it was base damage 1. Doubles would give full damage.
Okay.
But because your
Oh,
body
yeah.
already,
Yeah.
you have that ability because you are Lamplack.
So for damage,
It's
I rolled a 2. I rolled a
two.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be the damage. Let me look at which one you hit. That is 2. Okay, got it. All right, yeah, you smashed that one, and its carapace was already cracked, so it takes the damage, but it's not down yet. Is that it for Tomba?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Krashnik comes running up and puts himself right here with that sword drawn, emitting a fiery heat. He's going to slash down on the creature as well. Where are you at, my friend Krashnik? Mhm. All right. Oh, Krashnik. He got a 2 and a 1, so he's going to primacy change that 1 to a 2 to give himself a recovery. I'm going to just take back his primacy. So unfortunately, he missed with that first attack, but he gets a second. That's a 3. He will then primacy that to a 4 and hit. 2 and an additional 1 for 3 on the same target, and that grub goes down. That's Krashnik kills 1 right there.
2 of 6. We're making progress.
Yay! We're so good.
Tama came right out and just like wiped 1 out right off the bat. And since then, it's been a struggle.
Yeah.
However, Tyler, you are up.
Okay. Man, just struggle busting over here. Really frustrated. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try. Let's see. The one that's on Magmosis's arms. I'm gonna focus on that one and try a mental attack and just try and focus on it and just try and rip it apart.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2 dice on this.
Okay.
A 2 and a 4.
All right. So that definitely causes it racking pain, and you can roll standard damage on that.
Okay.
It's a nice way to bypass that carapace too.
That is a 2 for damage.
Okay. All right. That is enough.
Nice.
Right.
Okay. Now you're making progress.
Sending the horde.
Okay, so half down and half to go. Tyler, do you have anything else you can do?
I'm gonna hold my last die for support.
Okay, you got it.
So, yeah, So.
All right.
Shake it off,
Magmosis.
Mag.
Oh, and like shakes their hands, just covered in like just burns and such from being inside this creature. Very rough shape Magmosis is in. So I'm going to do self-heal. I'm gonna attempt it. I'm only gonna roll 1 die. This is a bad idea, but we're gonna do it. To try and heal myself. That's only a 3. I'm gonna primacy that to a 4.
Okay.
Second heal because I
Heal
need it.
1d4. Yep.
4. That is. Oh yay! That's a 1. Love to see it. I'm in a good way today.
One of your fingernails repairs.
Okay, I'm still slightly better. I think what they're going to do is I don't want to get too close to these things. Or I don't want to stay too close to these things, I should say. Magmosis is going to move in, but I would like to do Affect Earth and basically try to keep them there, keep them at bay. If I can maybe immobilize them or slow them, potentially maybe with like various like spikes that come out of the earth to try and like kind of not lock, like kind of lock their legs in place, almost spreading them out a little bit thin, so they have a hard time getting out of those spaces.
So so let me get, are you trying to cage them?
In a sense, yes.
Okay. So you don't want to damage them, you want to try and cage them. or
Yes,
stop.
not damage, not damage. This is just me trying to immobilize them.
Okay.
All right, and I'll spend 2 on this.
2 what? What
2
do you mean?
dice. Ooh,
Okay.
I'll roll 2 dice. Yep, and that is a 4 and a 3. I'm gonna primacy that to another 4, so double 4s.
So double 4s with an affected area will let you increase the area.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna increase it, so I think I can get
Nice.
all of them correct.
Yes, correct.
Nice.
So Magmosis, though injured, and bloodied, they kind of pull up with their arms, do like a lifting motion with them. And you see these various kind of stalagmites kind of come out and almost kind of spread their legs very thin. So they're having a hard time staying stable, having a hard time kind of moving around in general, keeping them more or less locked in place. And as they kind of maintain this stance, almost they start to like move backwards and against the wall and say, okay, I feel like I'm better than just running up. We'll just hold. Good luck.
And so that you know, that is a 12 by 12 cube or less. Ooh. It's 12 by 12 because that's the dimensions you've got to work with here. So you've got it. It's nice and 12 feet wide, and then it goes to the ceiling. And
nice.
Yeah.
It's just caged in almost.
And don't forget, anybody who's got active manifestations like that does have to maintain them before the end of the next round, or they go away. All right, nice job there. Are you going to move away?
I think
you did move.
Yeah, they're over here, so I can't move back there exactly. So I'm just gonna stay in this area.
Okay. All right. So let me get an idea about the interior. Is this an open interior, or are you like trying to make it like a bunch of semi-pillars came up between them and they're wedged? And...
Yeah, basically, like they're all stuck a little bit sideways, like trying to squirm out, but they're like almost like kind of sandwiched in. They're not hurt at all, but they're just stuck.
They're stuck. Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Cool. Okay. All right. That was Magmostis. So then it's Dublog.
Okay. So with what's his name? Krashnik, thank you. Right in front. Dublog's gonna relax on the assault from the end, since that's not really working anyway, and starts to really kind of set into that, seeing Magmostis in pain, and like starts to really kind of empathize with that and take it on a bit. And something else starts to happen that's not water related, and using mystery, I want to restore some of that with this, through this empathetic connection, restore some of that injury scale back to Magmostis. Okay. And 2 dice on that. Yikes, that's double 2s.
Bummer.
That's okay.
So
okay.
That's a recovery.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it to restore a primacy.
Did anyone want to throw in on that?
I will, yeah.
Okay.
Because I have one, so
okay.
I got to get a 4, right?
A 4 would be a success. A 2 would be a manifesting event.
That's a 2.
Oh,
nice.
Oh man. All right. Here we go.
So excited.
Since this is your fault, Tyleri, roll 3d4 for me, please.
3d4, okay.
Terrified.
A 1, a 2, and a 3.
Okay.
So
wow.
6 total if you need a total.
Thank you. All right. Okay, so as you, Dublog, attempt to heal Magmostis, it doesn't work, and you can feel the energy just, it kind of gets locked. And so you pull back some of that primacy to yourself. Is that what you're recovering?
Mm-hmm.
As you do, Tyler is like, wait, and tries to boost it, and there's like this vacuum. And then this blast of energy, wham, that goes in throughout the corridor. It's like a light you can't actually see, a sound you don't actually hear. And both of you, until the end of your next turn, may use primacy, if applicable, to adjust the next die roll by 2. If you wish.
Nice. That is pretty cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And that's until the end of Dublog's next turn. You both have that option, and you can do it for your next roll.
Okay.
So to wrap this turn up, we're going to go ahead and try to catch those coattails, sort of, and resend that healing energy out. And that's a 4.
Hey, perfect.
Otail successfully caught. You're welcome. It's not as strong as it probably could have been. You did get 1 IS back.
Thank you. That's exactly what I did too.
It's a theme.
Thank you so much. I feel so much. Now I'm crying. See,
And I actually feel better that you're better.
You feel better that I'm crying, but also feel better. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect.
Meanwhile, these creatures are stuck. Unfortunately, the egress is also blocked, but the creatures can't apparently do anything physical given their circumstance. So let me look at my block real quick on them. Oh, right.
Vina probably has mind powers too, right?
Fina has something, but being an Asgul, you don't know like how she disappeared that one time. I don't know what that was. But it is Tomba's turn.
Beautiful. I'm gonna turn back to Dublog and just say that's a pretty good idea. Is my bobblehead still bobbleheady or has it? Okay. And I'm gonna hold my giant head. Oh, I feel like I'm about to pass out, and I'm gonna spin. I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna manifest a self heal because I am doing pretty rough. I'm a bit jealous that Magmosis got the heal. That is going to be a 1 and a 2. So is that just a failure? Is that a?
That's a high failure, which
High
is
failure?
a reprisal unless you want to bump the 1 to a 2.
I will bump the 1 to a 2 just to kind of, because I don't want to take any more injury with a reprisal check. And not really having any luck there, I want to just go again for another self heal.
Okay, so you bump the 1 to a 2. You can take that primacy point then back as a recovery.
I see. Yeah, I will go and put that up, and then I'll just go again because I can't get back into the fight unless I feel a little bit better.
Gotcha.
That is gonna be a 4. Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
Good.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna heal for 4. There we go.
There you go. Nice. All right. And so as your body feels better, your head starts to shrink. And are you going to move?
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just walk over the bug right in front of me, crunching it as it underneath my feet as I walk by, and just walk forward, bone club in hand, ready to strike on my next turn.
Got it. And then your head comes back down to normal.
Yeah.
And it is Krishnak is also going to join you up to here. Oops. My pointer, not my drawer. And try to jab this one through the pillars. Come on, Krishnak. That's a 3 and a 3. So Krishnak will bump one of the 3s to a 4. And does 1 damage plus that additional sword damage. So that is 2. And that manages to off. Actually, no, it would not, that one. That's the first time it's been injured. So he cracks into the carapace of that one and then damages it for a single point. And that takes us then back to Ty. Oh, wait, he's got one more attack. Does it again. That's a 2. Now it's Tyleri's turn.
All right. I will step forward a little bit and realizing that as it clicks that I can get through their hard shell as long as I can penetrate with my mind and think in towards the go after the one directly in front of me that's still within the rock cage, if you will.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna roll 2 dice and see if I can maybe get more than one in that. I'd be able to get 2 next to each other, right? Standard? Or is it?
So this is a sonic. So this emanates from you.
I'm doing a mind attack.
Oh, mind attack.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
sorry, mind attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so that starts at base 4x4.
8x8.
Or yeah, 8 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That is a 1 and a 3. I'm gonna. Man, the 3s doesn't help me.
A 3's a high failure. 1 and a 3's a high failure.
Can I push it to a 4 and a 1?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a success.
Okay, I will do that.
As you
Running out
do
of all
that, the creatures wiggles its legs.
Okay, in that case, I wanted to save, but I will push it to a 5 because I have my 2 points.
You can only move it 1.
Oh,
Factor.
No, because
but I
wasn't
have
last...
the 2 points from the event.
Mhm.
Right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the problem. You moving the 4 to a 5 doesn't save you because the creature's moving the 1 to a 0.
Oh, yeah.
That's the factor.
Okay.
So what you could do instead is move the 1 to a 3 and get doubles.
Still a failure, but recovery option. Okay.
And it saves you
well-
from the damage that creature's going to do to you.
Are they? But they. Okay.
Potentially.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. So you move it to 3s and recover your Primus?
I will. Are they
Okay.
going to affect the roll?
Yes.
So
They will,
So
they
they'll get
will
rid.
attempt to.
They'll get rid of the doubles.
If you if you move it to the double 3s, then
I
they
still
can't.
get the benefit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving it to double 3s. And basically just recover that point I spent. Losing my bonus there of the 2 points, but that's fine.
That
And
also
then
ends that bug's primacy pools.
I will. I'll try again with a single roll.
Okay.
And that's a 4.
Nice.
Nice. There you go.
All right.
Better luck with like the single dice for
Right?
some reason.
Right?
I don't know why.
Concentrate. Initially, maybe concentrating so hard, back off and just calm and just think about what I'm trying to do, and it goes through.
That manifesting event was clutch right there.
Yeah. 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And with a single die, is that 8x8 still?
Yeah.
So I can get
Because
those
that's
2.
your base. That's your base range on that.
Yep. So I can get both of those in there.
And what that means is that one succumbs. 2 left, and they're both injured. Is that it for Tyleri?
Yes.
All right. Then Magmosis.
Magmosis will support by attempting to maintain the bars.
Okay. 1 or 2 dice.
I'm gonna use 2. I'm gonna get rid of that die. Let's see how it goes. That's a 2 and a 2. I'm gonna recover.
That works.
Oh, it does?
Yes. Because you're trying to maintain, that allows you to maintain, and it doesn't change the difficulty scale.
Heck yeah. And that's it. I don't get any primacy back or anything. It's just maintained,
Right.
right?
Because it's a maintain action. Yeah. But you still have 1 die left?
I do. I am actually going to keep it just in
Okay.
case.
Got it. All right.
Good turn.
Yeah,
Dublog.
keeping them locked in.
Very nice. And in the meantime, I will also support just by repositioning a little bit in the back. And then now I feel bad for not recovering Tomba, but honestly, Tomba kind of scares me. So it's not his fault, really. But that's enough to build that similar empathetic connection, to use mystery to heal with 2 dice. That's a 1 and a 2, and I will use my special primacy to bump my 2 to a 4,
Oh,
Nice.
make it a success.
nope, the bugs.
Yeah, it's gonna go down to.
And change your 1 to a 0.
Forgot. I was like kind of banking that they were spending their primacy on everyone else.
They have been, but not. As that happens, you avoid the injury, but unfortunately, your effort evaporates.
It does. It does. Well, that is sad, and that works for me. So that's going to be another 1 die to try it again.
Okay.
This time I got a 1.
No.
As my
Uh-oh.
1 die rolls tend to go.
Oh wait, I'm gonna try to help you. I'm gonna try to get a
yes.
4. I'm gonna
Go
pray
for
for a 4. It's
All
gonna
right.
roll a 1, but
Gonna
I'm
be a
gonna pray.
4.
I swear.
I'll take a 1
throw
too. It'll
you.
save you from a prize.
Reverse psychology. It.
That's a 2.
Oh,
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, but then I'm going to shift primacy to 2 and get doubles anyway.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
And then I'll just take that primacy back.
Okay.
Crisis averted. Thank you.
Welcome.
Whew. All right. The creatures are still stuck there physically, so they're still doing their damage, but they're not able to move. So, Tomba.
Yeah, with this bug in front of me, I'm gonna say, stop wiggling your legs. I don't like it when you do that. I'm gonna go ahead and take my bone club and just go for a little whack-a-mole right there as it's, in there. I'm gonna use 2 dice here to whack-a-mole it.
I'm going to say, because it's now you're fine. Go ahead.
I rolled a 4 and a 3.
Perfect. Do you want to move that 3 to a 4?
No. I'll go ahead and
Okay.
just do the regular damage here.
You got it.
You know what? Actually, I will. I'll go ahead and I'll use primacy to bump that up to a double 4 here.
Okay.
Okay. So is that 2d4 then with the
Yes.
doubles? Okay.
Correct. Yep.
That is going to be 7 points of damage.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. dang.
Obliterate this creature as it's stuck in the bars there. And and that leaves.
And with my last action here, I'm going to go ahead and try to manifest my construction ability through technology. And I'm going to go ahead and just like kind of warp the rock around that bug and try to make a stone casket for it. Because I obliterated it. I smashed it so hard. So
The problem is that's
Amazing.
an element.
uh,
It's not because the rock is natural.
oh, I see.
The antithesis of technology. Technology is tools and items.
Manifest cover or a structure, such as a flight of steps of basic wood. Okay, so what I need material to construct it.
You could construct
Just
I
like
see-
it's like yeah.
I see where you're going with that. You basically want to build a box, is what you're trying to do, right?
I see. Okay.
Which I would allow you to build a box, but what would be your goal beyond what it's already experienced?
Just to make it feel like just to embarrass it even more.
Go, if
That's-
you want to go for it.
Heck
As I-
yeah.
Create a
As I
stone
go
chest.
ahead,
Awesome.
I go ahead and take my shield that was that off the floor, and I kind of like, unto me, unto you, and I go ahead and put the bug in the shield and kind of like a cradle, and be like, all right, there you go, and I'm gonna leave it there, and that's it. I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay. Krashnik can't reach that last one. So he's going to retreat back to Fina and make sure she's okay. For simplicity's sake, let's get to our break, Todd, if you like. And we'll
Yeah.
say that that last bug, it's on its last leg. You deal with it, and we'll pick up in the aftermath of this battle after our
Okay.
break.
Awesome. All right. It's been great so far. So everyone will be taking a quick break. Be here 55 after the hour. Then we'll be back for the rest of the adventure. So see you all very soon. All right.
How's it going?
We
Right?
are back.
Yep.
Yep. All right, everyone. Hope you are back with us as well. So, yeah, back into it. Ty, back to you.
Okay. Yeah. We'll just pick right up. So, as you take care of this little infestation, and it almost took care of you, you stand about in the cavern, somewhat worse for wear. Does anyone want to do anything? As you do, Krashnik mills about among you and tosses small containers, one to Tomba and one to Magmosis. Says, drink these, and offers you healing tinctures.
Oh. And immediately, like, just uncorks it and downs it. No questions.
I'll go ahead and roll for those. See if my dice are better. 3 for Magmosis.
Thank you.
I'm gonna. Can I hold on to it?
Sure.
I'm gonna look him up and down. Didn't need this, but thank you.
Well, in case you do.
It will be good for a reserve, just in case. And then I will reach out and put a hand on Tomba's shoulder and cast a healing song.
And utter a song. Okay, go for it.
And I can utilize 2 dice on that, right?
2 dice give you the better chance. If you
Yeah.
get doubles, if Tomba has a status effect, you could remove that and do the healing, or it's the option if you get 1.
Double 4s, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
What I tell
Super
you,
success.
didn't need it.
Exactly.
All right, so just a single D4 still on the.
Yeah, on the heal.
Okay. Even on double 4s, nothing.
Well, that's because the status effect factor.
Right. 3 points.
Nice. I think Magmosis will also self-heal as well. I'm gonna roll double or 2 dice on this. I got a 3 and a 1. I'm not gonna spend primacy.
Okay.
Trying to heal themselves. It's like, too
Can I
tired.
utilize my 3rd die to try and help out in that situation?
Yeah. Yes.
And then that kind of counts as our 1 attempt here, or my
Yeah.
1 attempt to.
Oh, well, you just used your 1 attempt, though, didn't you? For
Yeah,
Tomba.
yeah. I guess on Tomba. So
Yeah, I would say you used yours.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah. But technically that 3-1 is a failure, so you might as well use the primacy and get the benefit of healing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll bump into a 4. And let's see how much I get back. 3. I'm at full.
So there you
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, I did
Even
have
with the
some
potion
energy.
too. Man,
And with the
you're
potion.
rough shape. Ouch.
Whew.
go.
Just
Sticking the arm down the acid gullet.
Yeah, that'll
that
do
was
it.
not a smart thing.
As
Okay.
the earth returns to its normal form, so something we have not covered here, you have the opportunity, if you wish, to harvest from these creatures for their goods, if someone would like to try that.
Who's good at that?
It actually it's based in lore, so I don't know if nobody has
Yeah.
lore.
You know, I bet a
Krashnik, are
few of
you-
these legs would probably trade well.
You blogger,
There's
you're
some-
gonna try and rip them off?
D-Blog looks behind to this one just behind them and grabs a leg and puts a foot down on the torso and pulls. Hey, I'm gonna try and rip these legs off. I'll go ahead and make my lore roll here. A 2-3.
Yeah. What is probably more valuable off of these creatures is you're talking about those weird legs?
Yeah,
those
honestly,
back-
I just try to I grab any limb that's closest within reach and yank on it till it pops, assuming it does.
But you snap part of one of the walking legs off. These limbs that come off the back are more like they're more fleshy than the ambulatory limbs, and they seem to have something to do with that that strangeness. So there's probably value in those, but unfortunately, you're not sure how to get them out of there. And then they also have that acid dripping from their mouths as well. So there's probably some pretty good value in these things if you know how to extract it. And getting the acid out is probably kind of risky as well.
I just say, I don't know, and I just toss the leg back on the ground.
Snap, I don't know.
Just throw it away. Wait, we could use that leg as a weapon. It's not very stable.
That is a good. It looks smaller than what Tamba has.
It's tiny femur.
Tiny femur.
Like Moses will go over and like rip off another leg and say, "Look, I'm just like you."
These are bugs. They don't. I don't think they have bones.
Bug
Like a
bones.
sack of flesh.
This is
hanging out
from
of
years
thread.
ago. Your leg is gonna be good for what? 2 years or two weeks?
2 years?
maybe?
2
No,
years?
no, no, 2
I
weeks.
can get 2 years out of this. The blood, look.
I'm gonna
Oh,
pick
my
up my
God.
other leg.
Yay,
2
legs. 2 years. This is how we tell the passage of time.
Yes.
With legs.
Lee and I are walking around with these bug legs, like like crab meat hanging out of them. You know,
Pulling a little
bit of,
tendon.
Just making
yeah.
it like.
I'd like to knock loose a few of the teeth from 2 of them, if possible. Just try to of the pincers. Just try to get some
mandibles,
valuable out of that. I'm probably going to use like the femur bone to kind of like leverage the jaw open as I take like my shield to kind of like hack away at the fangs.
Krishnak comes up to you and produces one of the stone daggers, hands it to you by the handle, or
What's this for?
handle forward. To cut. You don't want to bash the thing in before you get the pieces off.
In my culture, I would rather smash and bludgeon than to cut and pierce, but okay.
Up to you.
I'll go ahead and take it with, some guard up still, and I'll go ahead and just use it to carve around the tooth. Is it just 2d4 here?
2d4, yeah.
It's me 1 and a 2.
You managed to ruin Kreshnik's knife in the acid. Trying to work the mandible free, and the acid just gets all over it, and it sizzles. And you pretty soon you're just like, and you have to drop what's left of the.
Yeah. Like I said, bludgeon, smash,
It's my
hammer.
fault. It's all yeah.
It's your fault. Yes, daggers have never really been part of my repertoire.
Kreshnik growls and moves on. So the bugs are a bit of a challenge, alive and dead. If you wish, and Krashnik is like, "Come on, let's go." Guides Fina towards the exit. Go ahead.
We all settled then. Let's follow him behind.
Okay.
Eventually, you emerge from the cavern back into the bog. Where the Mims were camped, it looks like they have moved on, and what was left of their fire is just a bit of a smoldering char. Let's see here. All right.
Journey is not much longer. Kreshnik?
Not far. With the rest of you in tow, Krashnik moves confidently through the bog. Periodically, he leaps onto a side-fallen tree and points to a soft spot in the sand, warning you of a natural trap. But the clamor of your large group seems to fend off additional dangers. After some time, your procession comes upon a village walled by a simple palisade. Two monastic figures, shorter in stature than Krashnik by 6 inches or more, and wearing dark robes etched with black runes, greet you at the entrance. The figures have dark blue skin and large, completely black eyes that glisten like polished onyx. Their hair is likewise black. one that wears their hair cut to an even chin-length style, and one that wears it in a knot bundled atop their head. Both have wispy facial hair around their mouths and dangling from their chins. They bow and motion toward the interior without speaking. Krashnik just moves confidently in with taking Fina by the hand. The other two just at the gate with their heads bowed.
I think we're supposed to enter holding hands. Who's paired up with who?
I'll hold your hand.
Okay.
Oh.
As I whisper into Magmos's ear, I didn't really want to hold Dublog's hand anyway. Their hands get kind of clammy.
That's okay. I'll hold Dublog's hand. Dublog, hold my hand.
No. Oh.
I put my clammy hand in Magmos's hand.
And then my hands become clammy on the other side to you.
All right, Tyleri. Your hand, please.
Hand out very welcoming.
As we follow behind them.
I mean, I wasn't going near Magmosa. They still have acid hands, for all I know.
Yeah.
I have spicy hands.
Spicy hands. Sandpaper hands.
A figure, perhaps just over 4 feet tall, emerges from the mist. They have long, straight black hair that drapes over a light gray robe lined with a thick black hem. The hem is stitched with silver runes of an unknown language. Their round, broad face is hairless, and the thin mouth forms a wide, though muted grin. "Is this a child?" says the figure, who stops before Fina and looks down at her slightly. Krashnik steps forward. "It's her," he says. Fina remains silent and watches the new figure with shy curiosity. The figure hands a medium-sized sack to Krashnik, who receives it with one hand, weighs it momentarily, then nods and retreats into the mist without another word. The figure then turns to address you with a slight sparkle in the black gem-like eyes. "I am Fifis Rene, the eye of this commune. We have not met." They then pause, as if waiting for your reply.
Beavis, thank you for welcoming us in to your community. I am Tyleri, Asgal. I came on behalf of my fellow kind seeking out this child, and I am joined by these companions. A gesture for the others to introduce themselves.
Hello, I am Magmosis.
And I'm Dublog.
Hey.
Did you come from this child's village?
Yes.
You know her.
Well,
Not directly.
like, no.
We
No.
had her flutes.
But her people, her family, had all given up hope on her survival and mourned for her absence. But we held out hope ourselves that maybe we could find her, and we did. But it seems that of her own free will, she has decided to venture out, as she claims to have a connection elsewhere.
Fifa smiles down at her and says, "This one has more than one family. Others miss her as well. We are simply intermediaries between the family she seeks and the method by which she will visit them. It's kind of you to look out for her well-being. You
What?
cannot save all of the world."
What method are you having them meet their family?
You are Lenai, yes?
Yes.
There are some things that move beyond the physical. things I would not expect you to understand necessarily, although I don't presume to know much about you. But Fina here understands things, and she looks at Tyleri, that other Asgal sometimes do not. And then Fifus's eyes fall on Dublog. And Fifus says, do I see something in you along the lines of what I'm talking about?
Dublog, the face of what's generally like naivety and innocence kind of furrows into the first time, probably the most serious face you've seen on Dublog besides when she's crying or when they're crying.
The child is here of her own will, and we are but the conduit for her to complete a circle that none can define but her. This child has power she should not have. Months ago, several of our people encountered a traveler in realms beyond, one who wishes to meet with the child. This is how we learned of her, and in the time since, she has reached out to us several times. In our tradition, we believe she will ascend to the Eye for another gathering of our people. Perhaps she will become supreme of her home village with the Asgal. There's a pause, and Fifus turns their head as if listening to a silent voice. Perhaps she will become something else that we have never seen in the time since the emergence. It is not for any of us to decide.
And I think Magmosis kind of leans up to Tomba and says, "This sounds really suspicious."
Don't have to tell me twice.
Okay, I won't tell you again. Dublog, this sounds really suspicious.
Dublog has this face of like, and is kind of not paying attention to Magmosis.
Tylari, this sounds really suspicious.
I'm just broken over here by your comments of the MLM.
What other position, other than a possible being the Supreme, what are you referring to?
I don't actually know. There are things so far beyond the realm of the garden that you could not envision them if I described them to you.
And this girl is allowed to go. She's the chosen one.
It's not our decision, it's hers.
And can she return?
I would think so, if she wishes. I don't believe that the place she wants to go and the people she wants to meet there would harm her. She's a child. She would know fear. And Fifus smiles at Fina again, and Fina smiles back. And Fifus says, but this one's not afraid.
Is there anything we know of this other place? Or is it an outside power?
That Fifus is referring to?
Yeah.
First of all, do you know where you're at? Does it?
Yeah, I would say that, even that, I guess, no. So.
Yeah. You would know that you're among the Ixia.
Okay. Right.
And the Ixia are a short, average built people who have this dark blue skin, black hair, these black sparkling eyes. Some of them have the facial hair, but they're androgynous otherwise. And they spend their time meditating and traveling to other dimensions and looking into other places of possibility rather than focusing in this world. In this world, when an Ixia chooses to focus on what's around them, they're considered to have a crisis of faith, and they are excommunicated from the commune until they either return to the faith or choose to stay abroad in the present realm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you are among the Ixia. And the Ixia don't typically spend a lot of time worrying about their hygiene, their appearance. It's not important. They do enough to survive, to eat, and then they spend a lot of time. So actually, there are people about who are in some poses of meditation and things as well that are seemingly oblivious to you. Cephas says, there is so much to see and know that we can never know. And when the child like Fina has these experiences, we must not question them because we may never have the answers.
May I talk with the child?
Of course.
I'll turn to Fina and kneel down, get kind of eye level. We're not here to prevent you from what you're after. But understand that your Asgal family misses you. What would you have us tell them about where you've gone?
Fina squirms a little bit and she twists the flute between her hands and turns one ankle and thinks, tell them I'll be back and not to cry and that I'm happy.
No. If you briefly came back with us just to say, goodbye, and then left, I think they'd feel a lot better, and then there wouldn't be more of us coming to try and find you. Because I
And
feel
we'll
like
get our reward as well. So
that too, but also, they won't be crying anymore because the village is going to be filled with tears in like a week. So you should.
And you don't want your place to flood. So
Dublog
Fina,
knows
do you
about
have...
crying.
Do.
Fina, we brought you your flutes. Given to us by the village. Do you have something that we could take back to them to show that we did find you?
She sticks her tongue in her cheek and looks up and then hands you the flute.
Does that work? I don't know if it would.
It's not... Yeah, not what I have in mind, but...
wait, Tyler, do you have any of your tattoo materials on you?
I don't, Asgal don't do the tattooing, right?
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or any of your paints?
Yeah, I probably have...
Some dyes.
Yeah.
Like any brushes?
Sure.
Okay. I kneel, or I stand eye to eye with Fina. Fina, if you go through to wherever you're going and you don't come back, all of the pain that we went through will be for naught. Do you understand?
No.
Of course, you're a kid. You're a child. That's lost. But can you please just write your name on this flute? We just need some sort of tangible proof that we came to find you and that you're off doing what you're meant to do.
Fina turns the flute and says, I put my symbol on it right in there so they know, so I know it's mine.
Perhaps... your shield, Tamba. Another mark of a fellow Asgal child?
That works too. As I go ahead and take off the shield off my back and I try to find a nice blank canvas amongst all the colorful flowers amidst it. Here, draw one of your favorite flowers or something that they will know that it's coming from you. Draw whatever you wish.
I can put my symbol on it.
That works.
She looks to Tyleri for the utensils, for the implement, and mix up some pigment for her. And in classic Asgal style, she makes it a really elegant design that is representative of her birth name, her identity in the Asgal community. And she puts a little flourish on it and actually manifests a little coloration from the core color to fade some of the edging of it and stuff like that. And then she hands the brush back to Tyler and she goes, oh, and then she pulls it back and then she makes a little bit more adjustment and then she hands it to you.
Beautiful.
Fina.
I don't get it. You just splattered. I don't get art.
That's sometimes the point of art, Tamba. It's not something to get, it's just something to appreciate.
Like a good sneeze.
Like a good sneeze.
Well, I have my proof. As far as she's concerned, let her do what she wishes. Thank you, Fina.
Fifus turns around and moves further into the village, the commune. When Fifus turns around, you see that on the back of this gray robe, there are runes of some language that form a rough shape of an eye. You know, they're like kind of interlocked like puzzle pieces, but they form the shape of an eye. The Ixia refer to their leaders as the Eye, and she just wordlessly leads further in. Fina falls behind, and there's no inclination that you should not follow if you wish. No one has given you direction either way. Do you wish to follow, or are you done?
Let's follow them.
I am curious. I do want to see.
Tamba?
We've gotten what we came for, but maybe she'll come back right there in an instant. I'd rather have her physical proof than a drawing that anyone could have done. So yes, let's just go ahead and see.
Okay.
Yeah, step forward.
Following Fifus and Fina, you're led to a courtyard ringed with runic stones embedded in the ground. And central in the ring is a series of 4 stone pillars that form not really a sculpture, but just a formation that kind of leans in, and they're broad at the base and they get more narrow toward the top. The pillars stand about 6 feet tall and lean slightly inward. They have a vaguely rectangular shape. A pile of woven mats leans haphazardly to one side, and Fifus retrieves one of the mats and motions to the rest of you to take one as well. Fina, however, approaches the stones slowly and expectantly. And Fifus sits on her mat, or on their mat, and watches.
Follow suit and do the same.
All right.
Yep.
I'll take an extra mat and just kind of roll it up and put it into my sack for later.
Okay.
Good idea.
There was no sign to take just one, so
You can take like 5.
I didn't want to be that stingy.
Party and
but
gift.
yeah, souvenir.
For some time, Fina stands in front of this pillar formation and seems to study it. And FIFA says nothing, just observes. And then Fina reaches toward it, tries different kinds of gestures. And as she tries different things, she looks back. She'll like drop her hands, maybe put a finger to her mouth and look back toward Fifus. And Fifus does nothing more than maybe just almost imperceptibly smile and nod. And Fina turns back and continues to try. And as Fina continues to do whatever it is she's doing here, a shimmer of energy, white and pulsing, begins to hum within the center of the stone structure. It builds in intensity until the light is so bright it's nearly impossible to look at. Shielding your eyes, you see the silhouette of Fina standing, arms outstretched as if attempting to hold the light at bay. Suddenly, several shadowy tendrils leap from the light, swimming through the air like undulating serpents of darkness. Shadow eels, choose your combat order.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no. I'll go third.
And I'll go second.
Tama bringing up the rear again?
I'll bring up the rear just because I have to go first anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
First,
Just double checking here. So your primacy scale has not reset. We haven't gotten rest at all.
That's correct.
Okay.
Who's top? Who's first in the order after the
Tyleri, I think Dublog number 2.
Dublog and then
Yeah.
Magmosis and then Tomba. Okay, let me figure out these guys. All right. So, what you see then are these. They're imagine eels, kind of some fins, on them, but they're literally swimming through the air. They come swarming out, and there are half a dozen of them. I don't know if you know anything about these creatures actually. So, as they come swimming into the air, Tomba, what would you like to do about it?
About how far are we away from the eels? And part 2, are the eels right on top of Fina?
The eels are coming out of the light and swimming past Fina as far as you can tell. Like you can see her silhouette. It's as you're looking in the light and you can barely see that they emerge past that radiance and into your space. So I would say from where you're at best, they're 8 feet away and they're probably no more than 5 feet above the ground.
Okay. Kind of blinded by the light as like an instinct reaction, I'm gonna go ahead and try to manifest construction again. Can I manifest construction with the stone pillar, since this is?
You can maybe kind of draw off it, maybe.
Yeah, I kind of want to draw off it and just try to create some sort of barrier in between the shadow eels and our party.
Okay, so so basically what you can do is, if you're successful at a basic level, is you can create up to an 8 foot by 8 foot cube that's tall, wide, etc. And if you get double fours, if you do doubles, you can do double that. So you can make a wall up to 8 feet tall, and it doesn't have to be 8 feet thick, for example.
I see. I'll go ahead and use 2 dice for this.
Okay.
Give me a 2 and a 3. I'm gonna take that loss and have it fail.
Okay. So you try to summon it, and trying to pull the stone from the pillar, it's almost as if it's resistant to you influencing it for some other strange, mysterious means, as the energy around it alone is kind of a barrier. And so you struggle to actually succeed with that, and the manifestation fails. You still have a second action, I believe?
I do, yes. I would like to
Is there second action available on the that initial innate, or is it one action and
It just
movement?
it says it says a turn. I'm pretty
know
sure.
that we've since nerfed it.
Okay,
Oh,
we
yeah,
won't,
it
we
is-
won't.
okay.
We won't mess with it right now. Go ahead. We've been doing
Sure.
this.
I'll just go ahead and try to manifest an enhanced body, and I'll go ahead and try to. I'm gonna add 1 armor factor here, or try to at least.
Go for it.
That is gonna be a 1.
Ouch.
Yeah.
All right, you gonna let it ride?
I'm gonna privacy scale that up to 2, just so that it doesn't fail.
Okay. Okay, got it. All right, so yeah, this energy coming off this thing seems to be maybe messing with you a little bit. You're trying to get your bearing on it. These eels are slithering around everyone, and let's see. Now we go to the standard order, and Tyleri, you are up.
All right. Seeing this, I'm gonna stand up and just take stock of everything. Fina is still there out in the middle, yes?
Fina's in the light, basically. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to attempt telekinesis and try and pull her behind us, if that's possible.
So the eels are between you and her
Okay.
at this point and swarming around you. So you would technically be
Or
bring
move her to a safe. So the eels aren't around her; they're more around us.
right. They have like shut out past her, and they are
Okay.
attacking
All right.
the group. Yeah.
Yeah. In that case, then. Can a mind shield affect more than one individual? Looks
No,
like it's
that
just
is a
individual.
single target.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically mind armor.
All right, I'm gonna do stun then. I'm gonna go with stunned, and try to get more than one if possible.
Okay.
All right, 2 dice here on this first one. A 3 and a 4.
Okay. So you can definitely affect. Well, the 4 would let you affect an area of 8 feet, which would potentially get 2 of them.
Okay.
But they do get to attempt to resist it.
If I push it to doubles, I increase my area.
Increase the area, yeah.
Man, I'm really low on points, but especially if they're gonna resist. I'm gonna stick with the base success.
Okay. All right, 2 of them failed. So you
Okay.
said you were doing stun?
Yes.
All right, stun is
Debilitated status.
debilitated, okay. All right, and so as a reminder, debilitation ends if they take injury.
Okay. Do they like fall from that?
Yeah, I would say they flop on the ground. Mark which ones.
And I just yell out, "Leave them be. They're temporarily out of the fight."
You got it.
All right, anything else for Tyleri?
And with that, I'll hold my 3rd dice for support.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Do blog.
Okay. I was sitting at the edge of my mat. This was very interesting before it became very terrifying. But I scramble up and does it look like anybody's more in more danger than anybody else? Or are they kind of coming in like sort of like a more even front?
At this point, you're all the ones in danger.
Okay, cool. Then in that case, I say, get away from me. And I put my hands up and that fear becomes palpable and I manifest an energy shield
Okay.
with
All right.
mystery.
1 or 2
I'm
dice.
gonna- Yeah, cool. I'll go ahead and throw the 2 on it. That's a 4 and a 3. And I'll just let it sit with that, even though that doubles is so enticing.
Okay, and that energy shield, I think, is armor factor. Do you remember?
I think it's 2.
I do
Not
too.
sure. Top of my head.
So you go and check that.
Okay.
And you still have a second action?
I still have a second action. I'm gonna step back a little bit and then actually hold on to my third
Okay.
die.
All right. Let me know what you find on that energy shield, just for all our sakes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So energy protection is our factor of 2.
Okay. And that's one that lasts until the end of your next turn, or until you maintain it, or unless it loses its armor factor from absorbing damage.
Right.
Magmosis.
All right, seeing that bright light, very blinding, coming towards us, I would like to try and concentrate that light, bringing it down and making it almost into a beam of energy to try and strike one of these creatures out of the air.
Love it. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna roll 2d4. The 1 and a 3, I'm gonna bump up the 3 to a 4 using. I have 1 Bremsy skill left. It's fine. Everything's fine, but success. And how much damage would I roll? Just 1?
D4.
Okay, please. That's a 4.
Nice. Okay. You vaporize one of them with this concentrated beam as you draw it off of that shining light from the energy in the center thing, and it comes out and it just dematerializes one of them.
Take that.
Awesome.
Skills.
Great shot, kid.
Thank you, but I'm much older than you.
Is there anything else you still have an action, or?
I am gonna hold on to that 3rd die.
I really like it. You all
I'm gonna help you.
making that sacrifice. It's cool. Okay, so then Tomba.
Seeing that my defensive moves have failed, I'm going to kind of go on the offensive here. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my bone club. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enhance item here. And it was already kind of big for me, but I'm going to have it double in size again as I
Anime
try
style.
to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just use 1 dice here because I kind of want to more care about the damage here.
Okay.
That's going to be 1.
Okay.
And
I'll throw in on that
Yeah.
if you'd like before you decide.
Yes, please.
So you can do it, Tomba, and I got a 4.
Hey, there it
Yeah.
is. Okay, so the difficulty scale comes down, and
Yeah, so as it
with an
gets big,
increase.
I'm like, oh. But then with Dublog's help, I'm able to, get full control of it. I'm gonna go ahead and just go for an arching swing, a sweep with the bone club. And it's too heavy because I got a 1 and a 2.
I will roll in. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yes,
Yes.
you can.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. That is a wait, no, that's a 2. But
Oh,
you got a 2.
Okay, there you go. So doubles. So that means that you can do recovery.
Great, I would love to because I am currently tapped out. I have none, so I'll go ahead and take that primacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just like rush in with my movement and just kind of be in there, just to kind of tank anything.
So the 2 and the 1 is still a high failure.
Yeah.
So I did do a check, and you did strain yourself on that and suffered 1 injury.
Cool. No worries.
Okay. All right. Now the Eels Attack. And there are 3 of them currently active.
There's 5 total, right?
There was 6 total.
Okay,
2
yeah,
of
one
them are
was
stunned.
Right.
Yep.
And 1 of them is dead.
All right.
All right. So they're going to. So 1 will target Magmosis, 1 will target Tomba, and 1 will target. Reroll that. Dublog. So. All right. In they come. As these eels are swarming around you, you see them. You literally see one of them like swim into nothing. Like there's a barrier that you can't see, and it disappears into the barrier, and then comes out behind. Who did I say they attacked? Tyleri, Tomba, and Dublog, or was it Magmosis?
No,
Magmosis.
not me.
Okay, Magmosis. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll go down the line. And then it swings around and swims back out behind Tomba. And tries to attack you. That is a 4-2, which is a hit. And damage factor. There it is. Okay. That's 3, Tomba. You had your shield up?
Yeah, kind of like rushed in with my shield up, just to try to tank as much as possible.
So you take two points from this bite.
And my armor factor is now at 0.
Yes. Armor. Your armor factor is at 0. It absorbs the 1. And then you take the 2. And then the creature swims back out of the dimension again.
Okay.
Oh, wait, did they disappear? Are they?
That one. Yeah. So yeah, what you saw it swim in, disappear, reappear, bite you, and then swim away again. So it's swimming in and out of this dimension.
Okay.
Next, then, Magmosis, you are under attack.
Oh no, not by flying
That
fish.
is a 2-1. So you can attempt a reprisal on it. So roll 2d4.
Okay. That is a 1 and a 4.
All right, so you hit it for 1 injury.
Smack it as it tries to come out. Bad eel.
Beard.
Bad down.
Down doggy.
And it doesn't leave. And then Dublog. That is a 4-3. I'm gonna change that to a 4-4.
That's right.
So that's primacy. For that one is that, and so you take in. First of all, 3 injuries, but you have an energy shield, so you take 1, and the energy shield evaporates.
Right.
And let's see. You lose 1 primacy skill.
That's terrible.
The energy of your primacy literally gets absorbed in this bite into the creature.
Not good.
Okay.
That's not
One
really
of-
noted.
and- Yeah, and then the one that had swam out swims back in, and it's back to the top of the order. So Tyleri.
Okay. Are they? How many are? So 2 are still stunned. 1 is down. Are the 3 other still around, or are they?
Yes, they're
Okay.
they're all back in. Yeah.
Are they in an area where I could potentially target all 3 of them?
I would say the hazard with that is that they're also in the proximity of your allies.
Okay.
So all targets are affected by a manifestation regardless. Or an affected area.
Decisions.
Do it.
Do it.
No, yeah, I don't know.
Do it.
Do it. Kill it.
All right, I'm gonna attempt. Man, I don't.
Come on.
We'll just have some fun with it. I'm gonna go with. I'll go mental attack on one of them.
Okay, you got it.
Single dice mental attack.
Give me a target. The one on Tomba, Magmosis, or Dublog.
Let's go Tamba.
Okay.
That's a 3. I will push it.
Okay.
Down to 1 point, but I will push it to a success.
All right. Yeah, you scramble its little pea brain. Go ahead and roll your damage.
1 point.
A glancing thought, a passing thought, injures it slightly. But you still have another action if you wish.
Yes, and I will. I'll go after the same one.
Okay. Same attack.
Yes, and same attack. With a 2, can't do anything with it.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna say my 3rd dice for support.
Okay, you got it. All right. Then we go to.
Can I use my? Even though I called 1 die, could I bring that other one in?
Oh, yeah. It's kind of a committed to what you're doing.
Nope. Yep. That's fine. So
it's not a hard and fast rule, but.
Nope. I'm gonna keep it.
Okay.
For support. So.
All right.
So something about being in this place and fighting these creatures, I always feel things really strongly, but here in this space, I feel that whatever that portal thing they're jumping through, I can almost like I can touch it. And so I try to, and I want to try and as an energetic mystery attack, I want to use that dimensional force it swims into to smack it, squish it or something. You know what I mean?
You're trying to do a physical strike with the energy from the portal?
Kind of, yeah. I want to pull on that mysterious portal kind of energy and use it to make it hurt.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll 2 dice on it.
You targeting the one that's attacking you, I guess?
Yes, targeting the one that's attacking me. I got a 3-4, and this time I will bump it to double 4s.
Okay.
With my last couple precious primacy, I have 1 left. But double 4s. Double 4s. That's gonna be. We'll go for a normal hobbled here, so to speak, but 5 points of damage.
Not
Nice.
necessary.
Whoa.
Okay.
Which is good as you knock that one down, because the 2 that are on the ground stunned are starting to twitch.
Oh, I didn't
Imagine that I sort of force half of it into a dimension and the other half the opposite direction. And it just half of it's now torn off in some mysterious dimension. The other half is on the ground, still flopping.
Snapping. I like that. Snapped in half. That's cool. Oh, cool. Okay.
One more action, one more die. I will actually try to. I will say, Tumba, I've got you, and try to get an energetic shield from that same kind of. I'm in it, so I want to use it and get that energetic shield on Tumba. But I only rolled a 2.
Okay.
So it doesn't quite form.
What'd you get me?
I'm nothing yet. It's happening.
Are we getting each other?
You're distracting me.
I'm not a B2. I'm sorry.
Is that it for Dublog?
That is it for Dublog, yeah.
Magmosis.
So Dublog's starting to kind of tear up more, not being able to help Tomba. Magmosis is gonna pull those tears from Dublog, and seeing that these eels are kind of in the air, saying, all right, you're not in your element, but let's just try and suffocate you with what you're supposed to be in, and tries to basically suffocate them with a water bubble.
Okay. All right. So
That makes sense to them.
Okay. So you're trying to get now again. You can target one.
Yep.
But if you're
I'll
trying to
target
do
the
an
one.
area, then you'd risk your ally.
I'll just do one, the one by me.
All right. So you're putting essentially a to suffocate or
Yes.
yeah.
I'm gonna try to
or
suffocate.
Crush. Yeah.
Magmosis feels that they cannot breathe water, at least
Okay.
in their mind. Maybe not. You know what? I'm gonna use 1 on this.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes. That's only a 2, so never mind.
Is the water bubble you're trying to form it, and it's just and then
I'll see the
drops over
struggle, and I will
Not
try
enough
to
tears.
support
there. Okay.
with a 1.
And you rolled a 2. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's a primacy scale or primacy cost to
Me?
Tidal Eerie.
Oh no!
If you have
Last
any.
one.
The last one.
Yeah,
Ouch.
now I don't. Ugh.
Oh no.
And Magmosis, knowing that it's not working. I mean, the light trick worked last time, but they never like doing the same thing twice in a row. That's not their style. So instead, I think you know what? We're gonna can we wrestle one of these? want
I
to
grab it out of the
with-
air.
Yeah.
Sure.
Since I got body, I'm gonna try to wrestle one of them.
Grab that sucker. Yeah.
Gonna grab the eel. You
Do I
can't
want
go
to-
dimension.
How
Worked
many
out so
dice?
well with that other bird earlier, so.
Exactly. And maybe I'll end up in a tree. I'll roll 2 for this one. Oh, I got a 2 and a 2. So I don't succeed, but I'll gain a primacy scale back.
There you go. All right.
Oh, that's what I wanted.
Perfect.
Slippery eel.
Yeah.
Grab it. That's their turn.
Right on. Okay. Tomba.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to just move away from the eel that's currently next to me and try to create some distance. And as I try to run away, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a look over at Fina. What is happening with her in relation
don't see
to
her.
I
You
don't
see her. No.
I don't see her
And
at all.
No.
Are the eels tethered to this light source in any way?
They don't seem to be, and in fact, the light source closes, and the eels are still there.
And I don't see Fina. Okay.
Right.
And where is Fifus in all of this?
Fifus appears to have has actually scrambled into the middle and is reaching for the half of eel that's on the ground.
For the other eel? Okay.
Yeah, Fifus is picking that up. Not the ones that are stunned. The half that got cut in half.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just what am I at with? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw 1 die at a self heal here, just to kind of get boosted up here.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 3. I'm gonna go ahead and let that fail here as I go ahead and just take the nearest eel, whichever one is looking the weakest, and I'm gonna go ahead and swing at it with a club, with my club with 2 dice.
That's the one that's on you.
Yes. It's gonna be a 1 and a 2. I will utilize my last primacy to. Will that be doubles?
Bump the
So
one to a
wouldn't that-
2.
Yes, but
Okay.
since I got doubles, does that mean I?
You recover.
Okay, so
As long as you
No.
bump the 1 to a 2, not the 2 to a 1. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, and missing again. I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn there.
What do you want to recover? You
Primacy
can heal
again.
an injury. Okay, got it.
Yeah. I like having
Okay.
a buffer.
All right. And as you do that, Fifus likewise does a shimmering, sort of a shimmering wall that the light is somewhat reminiscent of what Fina's light was like. It's kind of metallic. Fifus does a shimmering wall, and as the eels that were stunned on the ground launch into the air, all the ones that are swimming around shoot for that shimmering wall and go through it, and it just hovers there for a minute. But the eels, seeming to have been drawn to that, followed it through. And as they do that, Fifus appears to relax, and they approach Tyliri with this half of eel, and it's kind of bleeding down, this black blood. And Fifus hands it to you and says, "Drink its blood." It's okay.
Do it.
If you want to chase it with this healing tincture, I got you covered. But just
Definitely some initial hesitation, but take the eel. Tip it back.
It's not, I mean, it's a bit viscous like you'd think it would be.
oh,
You know, and it tastes biological. But you restore 3 primacy. Fifus says, if you can manage to hold on to them, they're useful. They give back what they take. Order seems to return to the area. Most of, actually, all of the Iksha that were in meditation around it are still in place. They didn't even notice, it seems. Let's see. Yeah.
Where did Fina go?
She stepped through, and now she's with her other family.
The eels?
Oh, no. No, that was just an unfortunate happenstance. It happens when we open the passageways from time to time. There are far worse things that can come through.
Oh,
Oh, good. That's good to know. Let's never do this again.
Seems risky to open this passageway.
It's the only way to learn.
it was kind of cool though. Like water is.
And ice.
And ice, yes. This was a very icy situation. I enjoyed it.
I see what you did there.
But Fina is where Fina has wanted to be. And from there, no one knows.
Well, maybe if we visit her village, we will see her again ourselves.
She is like the droplets that I fell with when I was Rain. And after we landed, we moved on to something else. Are we all just droplets?
I mean, we all move on eventually.
You are very insightful. I don't know what your name is, but you're right.
Well, that makes a lot of sense to me. And I am Dublog. And I was the droplet. I remember that very, very clearly, actually.
Your insights are beyond your realm of experience, and I commend you for your insight. Do blog.
Oh, thank you.
Perhaps you would wish to stay and meditate with us for a month or two.
Oh, that's she kind of like, but they kind of like look around and observe the different people. Maybe another time. There's lots of. I have to see my cousins. This is my cousin, one of them. I don't know their name. I don't know if they use them, but I need to see them. And there's many, many more I need to find.
I understand.
So, yes,
I understand. I wish you well on your return to Fina's people, and encourage them, if you will. I'm sure she's fine.
Probably.
As long as there's no eels. Then yes.
So let me get this straight, Fifis. Fina went through to speak, to commune with them. Will she be coming back anytime soon, or is she there indefinitely?
None can say. It's Fina's choice.
And remind me again, what is she gaining from there? Something that's out of this... why is she there again?
Someone sought her, and in turn, she sought them. But her powers, her abilities to travel there are new to her, and she needed assistance to bring them, to make the contact. That's all we know. And we assisted.
And you don't know what these people are on the other side?
There are many, many people on the other side.
What's something new? You see, my people before me, it was just us, the Lumplok. And yes, I'm thankful for all of the new cultures that I've met. Without the Lenai, without the Asgal, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. But I don't know if having more new change is something that I'm ready for. What if something else changes here in Nuovarden? Something worse. With whatever she brings back.
I don't think that was the intention of her visit. And I
What
don't
if she
think that
brings
was the
something-
intention of the others.
What if she brings something back better?
Perhaps.
There are things on the other side that even if you saw them, you would not understand them, and it would stay with you a long time.
Maybe I'm just someone that doesn't like change. But I guess I'll have to get familiar with that.
I wish you well. And if you decide you would like to find out, then come back. And maybe you will step through and see what's on the other side for yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
Phoebus looks
I'll be
at
there
Dublog.
with you if you wish to, Tama.
We'll see there, Tyleri. After this, after we go back, I might try to go back to the Banal people, my people, to try to get reaccepted back into them.
Can we come with you?
I don't think so.
Oh.
For all my life, I've really considered myself not an Asgal, not a Lumplok, not even a Lumplasi. I think it's time that I finally connect with that, with the people that abandoned me.
Well, whatever you don't consider yourself. I consider you my friend, so I support you.
Thank you.
Even though I'm sad, but I support you.
That's true sadness right there on your face.
It's
That's
true.
not fake sad.
This is as sad as I've ever been. Oh, that's a lie. But right now, it's the saddest I've ever been.
Well, I'm good. All my questions have been answered.
So just a few hours to get back to Eranthea. Do you wish to head back and report then?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should let them know.
They're gonna cry a lot again. But hey,
Yeah.
maybe they'll make another bog in their village. And then
That
do
would
two
be good.
bogs.
That would be good.
It would be. For us. Not for them.
Yes. Well, they'll learn to appreciate it.
Yeah, it'll be a nice bog.
Yes.
A sad bog.
Nice and sad.
Basin of Tears.
Your favorite.
Exactly.
Returning once more to the Misty Bog, you mull over what you will tell Fina's people. The terms chosen, special, gifted cross your mind, but nothing you can think of is a substitute for their loss. And so you plod on with an inescapable sense of failure. At the edge of the Basin of Tears, you feel an end to the dreary landscape and look forward, at least, to stepping back into the shimmering woodlands of the Forest of Stars. As the mist fades, you spy the familiar glow of the bioluminescent forest. At last, the brightness that seems unusual, even for this place. Two ghostly figures stand mid-trail, a translucent and alien form, heavy of frame with rolls of flesh that gather around its neck and the base of its bald head, and dressed in the folds of a heavy robe, bends forward and hands something to the figure of an Asgal child. The child takes the gift, and the figure stands straight, then turns away to disappear into the foliage beyond. The child, herself shining with brilliant light, tucks her chin to examine the gift, then looks in your direction, as if aware of you the whole time. It is Fina, though older by some indeterminate measure. She smiles at you and places a finger to her lips. She then turns away, mischievously moving ahead of you toward the village. And that's where we'll end.
That was awesome.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
So much fun. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Nuovarden.
Heck yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Bounce House, thank you for coming along on that journey with us. I hope you enjoyed it as much as it was for us to play along. Amazing system. Absolutely. So, if you haven't yet, get in on the giveaway here. !Garden. Get in and you'll earn a chance to win a copy of the game when it goes live in the Kickstarter. So don't forget to do that as we go around and once again introduce ourselves and talk about any other projects that we have going on. So, Matt, say hello again and tell us what else you have going.
Hello, I'm Matihi. You can find me on Twitter at Maddie Matihi. You can also find me on Twitch at Matihi. I mostly play some video games and such, and mostly I am over on my partner Emma Panada's channel, where I run a Curse of Lady Strahd game. It is a queer voyage into Barovia. I am also on Stella Luna's channel every other Wednesday, playing her Patreon game, which is Wilds Beyond the Witchlight game, which is a lot of fun. Also back on Emma Panada's channel every other Friday, playing Kondo, who's an airbender in the new Avatar Legends game that has just been fully released. And back on my channel at some point, hopefully in April, I'll be running an open roster game that basically is D&D 5e, where you play kids who are LARPing around pretending to be adventurers in the small city of Giona. And it's called Jimothy and Friends. I think I said that, I don't know. But yeah, that's my projects.
Awesome. Any quick thoughts from yourself on Nuovarden?
Oh my gosh. It's such a fun system overall. Like, it's really easy to use, really fun to play. Even though it's like D4s and such, like you like have, you know, low chance for failure, low chance for success, and there's a lot of stuff in the middle. But just the creativity that you can do, and especially with the different abilities, it's so open and just so much fun and great for, you know, if you really want a narrative heavy game, I feel. But yeah, it was a great time. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Great.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, Toffee, say hello. Tell us what you got going on.
Hey guys, I'm Toffee. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter at Toffee Plays. Next Saturday, so two Saturdays from now, on March 19th, I'll be wrapping up my first DM'd campaign of Lost Mines of Phandelver. It was a classic, but I wanted just to get my feet wet in DMing since I'm pretty new to the tabletop space. I got into it last year, and it's been a lot of fun. Pretty new. Other than that, later in the summer, I'm going to be getting ready for my second campaign. It's going to be a homebrew. My first homebrew campaign of, I'm going to heavily base it on Islands of Sina Una, which was it's heavily based on pre-colonial Filipino mythology. Other than that, I stream on Twitch. I stream my campaign on Twitch. I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring right now, which has been a lot of fun. But other than that, open for other actual play opportunities. My DMs are always open. And I had a great time with Nuovarden.
Awesome. Any thoughts from you on the game?
Yeah, it's a really refreshing system. I like the minimalism to it. I feel like a lot of people, they have a hard time getting into tabletops because it can be so rule heavy. For this one, it's with a D4, it becomes very simple whether or not you succeed or you fail, and being able to have creative expression with the different abilities and the different manifestations, it makes it a lot more fun. So,
yeah, awesome. Aaron, say hello.
Hello, I'm Aaron. You can find me on Twitter at AaronDippity-Doo. And I am one of the developers for this game with Asp. And I also do the editing for our podcast that we have as well. And I just want to say that, literally building this thing from the ground up to this stage, it's really cool to see it in action and to see all the parts kind of come together. And I'm just pleased with what we've been able to bring to you all so far. And to know that we're just going to continue to refine and improve this as we have our Kickstarter launching next week. And through that whole process is really exciting. So and thank you all for helping out by playing with us.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for joining. It was great, for sure.
Yeah.
Ty, go ahead and say hello.
Thanks very much. I am Ty. I am Dungeon Mr. Ty on Twitter, also at Adventure Slaying. And we have our website, adventureslaying.com, as well as nuovardenrpg.com. They will, one or the other will get you to where you want to go. If you're interested in Nuovarden, we do have a sign-up page for the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter is launching on next Wednesday, and we're actually planning to do a live countdown on Time Lord's Wife's Twitch channel at 3 p.m. Pacific on that day. So love to see you there, and appreciate everyone for showing up. I love the comments. I appreciate that as well, and the insights. And yeah, we wanted to create a narrative-heavy, player agent driven kind of system that allowed you to do the kinds of things that you could think of in the moment that would make it feel cool. So I have had fun running it, and have had fun watching you all play it. So thanks a lot. And Todd, thank you very much for hosting us for this adventure.
Absolutely. It was an honor. Great fun to put it together. Wonderful cast. I'll give my comments first before poking a couple of things that I've got. Everyone kind of mentioned on that freedom of creativity and whatnot, and I think sometimes when you come from a system that's a little more heavy on the mechanics or the rulings, you can lose that creativity because you have that structure. And then maybe coming to a system, I've struggled with this going to OSR style, like Mothership and other things, is where like, all right, where's the rule to help me do this? But coming to a system like this, then once you get your feet wet into it, and really, I fed off of Matt and Toffee and Aaron. You all did amazing with just the pulling things out of air of what you want to do, and that was so much fun to witness as a fellow player, to just as you came up with things, and how well the system allows for that, I think is great. So I mean, you'll never know what people will do at their own table, but you can only imagine the cool stuff. So yeah, very fun, very awesome. So thank you. I am Todd Moonbounce. You can find me online at Todd Moonbounce. You are obviously here in the Bounce House. Thank you very much. My next projects, so I've got Dead Planet returning for episode 5 this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So come check that out. See the second half of that series. Looking forward to that. And I believe, I don't know next week. We've got an announcement coming Monday for a new mini-series as well, so keep an eye out for that. Some Savage Worlds in a setting there. And yeah, just keep an eye out for any other upcoming projects. If you'd like to join something similar like this, always on the lookout for other fantastic cast members. So I think with that, if you haven't yet, one more quick second, ! Garden, get in on the giveaway. Once that is ready to go, we will, the team at Adventure Slaying will send over a copy. So this is fantastic. And you can get in on this right now. The quick start is available to grab for free. So you can basically, dive in there and play right now. But looking forward to that fleshed out system there. So. All right.
Yeah, we looked at essentially six cultures in this build tonight. There are 9 more that you don't really, we haven't really seen. We saw the Ixia a little bit, and we saw the Kakuts a little bit with Krishnak, but there are 9 others that we didn't really even see.
And the quick start only has how many disciplines?
6 of the 8.
Of 8. Okay, so there's 2 more. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, let's do it. So let's see here. Closing entries. Ooh. And Candace the Magnificent.
Ooh,
nice.
Fantastic. Candace is magnificent.
Yes.
She is on Dead Planet with myself, so you can come see her then. So yeah, congrats. We will be in touch, and once this goes live, you can grab a copy of it. So thank you to yourself and everyone else that did join. Super awesome. So that I think wraps us up here for this wonderful story. Only 2 episodes, but was fantastic. Once again, thank you everyone. Ty, Aaron, Matt, and Toffee. Just a wonderful time. Everyone in the Bounce House, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will see you again very soon. Everyone, have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.